has taken away my sorrows and now
It's Epic Radio, so refreshing. Hey, it's your station. Anywhere, anytime. Epic Radio, 99.3 FM. So refreshing.
Les salons people, on a couché, on a cabo, this now on a boy picking twice eyes on the beat. You listen to Epic Radio, 99.3 FM. So refreshing.
God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. 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 If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. Because of Jesus, every day now shakara double heavenly blessing now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God, your grace and mercy is always to follow. Yeah.
It's Epic Radio, so refreshing.
He has given me victory. Oh, my God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah.
Jehovah is the King of kings and the Lord of lords. There is nothing too hard for the Lord. Jehovah na my God, oh, na my God, oh. Jehovah na my King, oh, na my King, oh. Jehovah na my Savior, eh, na my Savior. Jehovah na my helper, eh, na my helper. Jehovah na my healer, oh, na my healer. Jehovah na my God, oh, na my God, oh.
It's Epic Radio, so refreshing.
Les salon people, on a couché, on a cabo, this now on a boy picking twice eyes on the beat. I fix the listen to Epic Radio, 99.3 FM, so refreshing. Alright.
When you talk about the DJs then daddy, in daddy, then daddy, in daddy. When I this DJ Wonder, Mr. Williams from Ghana.
Jesus not the answer. So with problems, Jesus not the answer. So with troubles, Jesus not the answer to everything.
Hey,
Jesus not
it's
the
your
answer
station.
today.
Anywhere,
Jesus not the
anytime.
answer.
Epic Radio, 99.3 FM. So refreshing.
Jesus not the answer to everything. Jesus not the answer today. Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything. Yahweh not the answer today. Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything. Yahweh not the answer today.
It's Epic Radio, so refreshing.
Now him not the answer. Jesus not the answer. Not the answer. Jesus not the answer to everything. Jesus not the answer today. Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. Not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything.
refreshing day. Listen to Epic Radio. So refreshing.
Good morning, Freetown. Good morning, Sierra Leone, and of course to our listeners across the globe and whatever your time zone is, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening. I want to welcome to the number one breakfast show in the country, the Epic Morning Show. And of course, we are broadcasting live from our studios here at 54 Ellicott Road, Freetown, Sierra Leone. And of course, we're also broadcasting on frequency modulation 99.3 FM. The Epic Morning Show, 2 hours 30 minutes program, and of course which is a 2 hours 30 minutes engaging segment, and of course which will divide the program into two segments, the first and the second segment. And of course the first segment of the Epic Morning Show, we bring in guests to discuss on critical issues and issues especially that needs critical answers. That's what we bring a guest to discuss in the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. And of course the second segment of the Epic Morning Show, we invite analysts to look at the front pages of our newspaper and also analyze or get an analysis of stories that makes the headlines. That's what the second segment is all about. So you can keep me coming for the next 2 hours 30 minutes. As I say, you will not go regret choosing us this morning, as us being a part of your morning schedule this morning. So my name is Ivan Julius Lee, and of course today is Thursday, the 17th day of April 2025, and joining me for another insightful and informative show. Thank you very much for choosing us this morning. I always want to say plenty thank you, because I will show you the 2 hours 30 minutes you know go regret them. And the first segment of the Epic Morning Show, we use 1 hour 30 minutes for discuss on critical issues. We need critical answers. And of course our topic of discussion this morning, what is the performance of our economy as we prepare to receive the sum of $253 million funding from IMF. And that's what we're going to discuss in the program this morning. So you can invite a friend and let's know exactly within the inside that particular $253 million within the nation salon there for the return, and of course why such huge amount of money, how will it impact our economy? So there's a whole lot of things for discuss in the program this morning. So no go on side, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back we will take our morning's message for today. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, Slick TV channel 37, Radio Garden, and of course Choice FM. That's you within a distant part of Freetown F. You can listen to it through Choice FM, and also via our Facebook Live page, our beautiful Facebook Live viewer. You can watch also via our Facebook Live page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Our morning's message for today: every sunrise is a proof that you can rise again from whatever darkness you have been through. Just keep doing what you're supposed to do. So for every sunrise, for every morning hours, you believe that there is another opportunity for you for go through the daily struggles of life. And whatever the situation is, like net long do must clean at some point. So you must prepare yourself for we do clean and for make use of the 24 hours ahead of you. Just get a positive mindset and believe that you can do it. I always tell people that the I can do principle is very much important. Not try for limit yourself in certain situation. Just believe, try. It's very important. Try for making see how you capable go through certain things. But giving up not supposed to be an option. The only thing you need for do, just keep trying and make use of every sunrise on a daily basis. This is our morning's message for today, and we'll go for a break, and when we come back we'll get to background to a topic of discussion. Stay tuned.
These are the words of my master.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further, because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, EDSA airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh wow. But how can I get a BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000, and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow, no time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes, start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000.
It's
With
Epic Radio.
BNB POS, you shop now your pockets.
Orange Maxit, the super app where bring comfort and control
It's
now you
Epic
want.
Radio.
With Orange Maxit,
So
do all your
refreshing.
transaction and fast and safe. Whether not for send money to family, party, or workmates, this transfer quick. You want recharge? Buy top up and data in just few seconds. Get daily, weekly, and monthly package them with just one tap. Stay in control with quick balance check and instantly manage your finances well. Whether now you top up, data, or transaction history you want, all day in one place. If you mistake, no worry. You fit reverse them instantly. Visit the marketplace, now Maxit, and buy the latest in them. Tickets to the biggest events them, and even play games. All this, day now you want. Do all your transaction them easy. Pay merchants, pay bills, transfer money from bank to wallets, and cash out all now one app with safe. Easy. Search Maxit now at Google Play and iOS App Store. Download, install, and then register with your number and password. Open Maxit and see how it is simplify your life.
It's Epic
Download
Radio.
Maxit today and
So
get comfort
refreshing.
now your fingertips.
Orange.
You dey look for the best betting experience?
It's Epic Radio. So
Register with
refreshing.
1xBet today and enjoy 200% bonus on your first deposit to 2,300 new loans. Yes, double your money right from the start. Go inside 1x game for fine
It's
casino
Epic
games, card
Radio.
game, and boku
So
other things dem.
refreshing.
All dem 1 year design for make you enjoy and win big. Or you can bet on sports events dem like football, basketball, tennis, and boku other one dem with live updates and competition odds for get to the game. E easy for start. Register by phone or complete your registration with valid ID card. But not forget for screenshot your account for use am later. Deposit and withdraw you winning with Colat. We use Orange Money, Afri Money, 1xBet Cash, MasterCard or Visa Card. 1xBet are the official sponsor for La Liga, Serie A, League One and the Confederation of African Football. So know now say you don't have good hand. Join 1xBet today and join the winning journey. But
It's
remember
Epic
say you
Radio.
need for bet responsibly. 1xBet, your world of betting.
Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, Slick Television, Channel 37, Radio Garden, Choice FM, that's you within the eastern part of Fritzans F. You can listen to it through Choice FM. And of course, via Facebook Live viewers at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And I told you, I say earlier on, the topic of discussion, what is the performance of our economy as we prepare to receive $253 million from the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is a global financial institution, and of course, we partner with plenty countries, and of course, for promote economic growth and economic stability growth, and of course, development, particularly during a time of crisis. IMF, they play a very important role in Sierra Leone, and of course they provide financial support and also offering advice and on economic policy, and also and they monitor economic progress. And most recently, and of course, we see the IMF pay a visit to Sierra Leone, and from the 1st of April to the 11th of April to assess progress under the country's new economic program. And in November 2024, the IMF approved a new 3-year program for Sierra Leone, citing strong economic management in 2023 and 2024. In 2023, and 2024, and the government midterm reform agenda. This program supports under the extended credit facility, which is the ECF, and of course is set to provide, as I say, $253 million, and of course in financial assistance between 2025 to 2027. And this is so much important for me to discuss about the program this morning. From the IMF latest review, waiting on some of the findings, then look at Sierra Leone economy remain resilient, growth increased from 4.0 in 2024, and of course then probably get a projection to rise from 4.0 to 4.5 in 2025. This is another serious part which we need for pay attention as a nation. Inflation dropped from 55.5% in October 2023, 54.5% in October 2023 to 13.1% in February 2025. And of course, the exchange rate safe as well don't try for remain stable since mid-2023 up to date. So these are things we take a look at in the program this morning, and which we feel like the people of Sierra Leone need for know, waiting this $253 million, how it ever benefit us as a nation. So for discuss more, we get Jawad Nyali, we are the Outreach Officer, Ministry of Information and Civic Education. And also online, we get Prince Jacob Macaulay, we are a private economist and consultant. And Usman Jallo, we are the National Financial Secretary of the All People's Congress Party. So get Jawad Nyali and Usman Jallo on the studio, and wise Prince Macaulay will be online. And forget the conversation going. This is very important. You can draw a friend for me. We get this conversation for the next 1 hour. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, I'm going to introduce my guests them in the program. Stay tuned.
It's time to stand at ease, for the wind is much so strong. For the harder it comes, the stronger you stand to resist. Whoa, oh, just do it again.
Alright, and welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, Slick TV on channel 37, Radio Garden, Choice FM within a distant part of Fritzon's F, and also our Facebook live page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. They'll be joining the studio by Jawad Nyale, Outreach Officer, Ministry of Information and Civic Education. Jawad, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here.
You know, right? And,
yes, and sitting at the other side.
Yeah, I just want to ask how you feel in the opposite direction.
Well, I mean, and it feels a bit different, but it's all right. I mean, okay. I don't used to all angles of this
angle, and of course, it never be so much strange because you don't use for bash at people.
It's all right.
You have to see it that way.
No, it's okay.
Are you expecting it to be the Jawad kind of thing?
No, there is no expectation from me. Look, I mean, we come into this job with all humility as well, and knowing that, of course, we're a government, and people are going to, criticize, and people are going to have genuine criticism. Some of them might be malicious, but people are also going to have their opinions and thoughts about every subject, which they have a right to as citizens.
Holistically, you're calm.
No, I am calm. I'm a calm person by nature, so I'm not fazed by any of this.
All right, so we have Usman Jallo from the All People's Congress. Good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning.
Nice having you this morning.
Me too.
This is a sensitive discussion this morning.
Of course, yes.
Do you see this as at some point on a party within the situation in the similar position? I mean, whether it will be a situation where in a IMF back out or the APC back out is something we yet to understand, because from the political view, people say that most of the criteria from IMF not be favor on our party by then. Well, how prepared are you for the discussion this morning?
Of course, I'm well prepared. Just to take the cue for what he said. I just believe saying, not just here saying, we never back out. Like I said, just critics from the SIPP by then. Was here our best thinking paints we.
Yeah, kuna one away.
Exactly. So, but we know one away or no back out, and we fulfill and we meet all IMF criteria by then.
Tough. Jawad, let's start the conversation going. I mean, I think we'll get Prince Macaulay online. Prince, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, and then good morning to all panelists, and then good morning to your listeners.
Nice having you online this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, so in a come from the economist side of you, and we therefore break down one or two things so make we people get a clear understanding of which we can discuss this morning. So the IMF, they were here, Jawad, from the 1st to April 11. And a lot of things be discussed, meetings were held, and let's talk about this.
Yeah, and those meetings are a very important part of the IMF and government engagement with them, right?
Okay.
So we did part of the ECF program, and that program is really based on it's based on a review system, and then they set some benchmarks and also some indicators in terms of how we should perform and how we should manage the economy. So they come in as well from time to time periodically, then they review, and then go to the board, they ask for disbursement. But let's not also forget, this is not the first time we've been in this program. I mean, for the last 6 years, we've been in this program. We don't thrive as a country. And so they were here as well. So this is just part of their routine checkups and there as well. What they do for just make sure, say, we are on the right track with the program, with the ECF program, with Salon they part of. And generally, it was successful. I mean, we have some more work to do. This is something as well we have also admitted on our side. We have some more work to do.
I know you struggle for talk the crew, but go deep down.
No problem. I mean, no, I know the struggle for talk the crew. We get some work for do as part of that review day, and then we get some corrections them as well for make. So it means say we get for do then corrections then they in time for June. Another review will be done, and the good thing is between now to then we have a lot of opportunities, right, as part of that engagement day. So we did do that day, and then once we go through that process there as well, then we can unlock, I mean, not just this tranche of financing, but even bigger tranche of financing as well. We will possibly come in depending on how we do in June.
In as much as I'm forced to talk about this very early as now, we get to do some of the requests or probably benchmark from IMF, which people may want to describe it at some point, the early stage, saloon people in gets for so far. I mean, when you talk about revenue collection and all, it gets for the probably some amount there will be an increment in terms of taxation and all, but it will want to be described as you ever suffer for achieve something greater. Should we put it that way?
Well, not necessarily suffer per se. We just have been prudent. I mean, across the board. So even with revenue generation, not so necessarily new taxes per se. It's just more creative.
So we need to expect to see hiking.
So it's not just more creative ways in terms of how for generate those revenues as well. So if you see some of the reforms that we already make right now, in together with Ministry of Finance, not just speaking to those broader reforms as well. It also speaks a lot about how we also they manage the economy as well, in terms of spending as well, in terms of with deficit to budget, how much work we don't do, and how close we are now as well for tick all of them boxes and in time for another review in June as well.
All right, so let's talk about this 54.5%. I mean, in terms of inflation, drop from 54.5% to 13.1%, and of course a lot of people, Sierra Leone may be described as it's a fine news on paper, but practically at the ground it not seems so relate.
Well, relatability. Look, so when you get a situation with inflationary pressure on drop, it means it's going to have effects on pricing, and there will be some stability, especially on some of the most essential commodities, right? And then the currency as well is also doing well. Don't forget, the currency has been stable for close to 2 years now. I mean, compared to hybrid focus, so against the dollar, it's really doing well. Latest Bank of Sierra Leone reviews could even point to some appreciation as well. I know Minister of Finance is still looking at that. So we get all of those green lights in terms of how we do, and all of them, and they also mean stability in the market. So that volatility in terms of pricing and the market, we unpredictable, and this is something where business people it bug them. We they not be like as well, that volatility there. But if we are in a stable situation where inflation is dropping, the currency they do well, we are looking at other indicators as well and see how for manage them as well, how for make them do well. Of course, when it comes to money as well, it's also depending on how the markets value them. But there is a small bandwidth in terms of how much we can do for make sure in value not drastically drop or in value not drastically appreciate. And so far, we have been doing a very, very good job at that. And that
how visible is this?
And then they translate to prices, for example, to essential commodities as well. In fact, just for make sure no more we do much more well, and these things are not just on paper. You are now looking at things like the pricing formula, for example, we don't do with stress as well. There has been some reduction in that. You are looking at constant availability of forex as well for business people. We are looking at constant availability of these commodities. But you also not just to look at that as well, you're also looking at social expenditure as well, which we still get the ability as well for meet we commitments as government. Some of them we might delay, but at the end of the day we might also do them. So it tells you a lot about the health of the economy as well, and tells you a lot about the reflection of how much this reflects on people away. For example, they're not just they wake up to a new price of fuel every day, for example. When a commodity we will not say now really they run the economy. A lot of people depend on it. We get for affects transportation and so many other sectors intertwined in the economy. So these are things we will make sure say they are stable, and because of those elements, and it tells on all of us as well in terms of how much we are spending. We could be spending a lot more, but so far we are in a place we go say we have done really well because of the prudent disciplinary financial measures them as well we don't put in place.
Osman, I feel like at some point you may want to agree with Jawad. You have been trying very hard to stabilize the economy. Do you see it that way?
Of course, I disagree.
Okay.
We look to Salo economy. Of course, it is in a shambles. The economy better. Of course, can put in a clear, simple term for Lady Layman to understand. The economy, Salo economy, and a Kush economy. We, at any time, it can die. What to make us say so? you get 4 major factors them that affect the economy quickly. One, get for do with debt sustainability. Of course, when you watch saloon debt, for now, it's close to $1 billion. Project the term where SLPP they take off power, they go to something like $2.1 billion. So that alone gets for do which we economy for less stabilize. You talk about we reserve and inflation. Of course, I see you measure about inflation being reduced. But in a real-time economy, you need to see them, you know, visible in the market. You know, visible. Because at recent, from last year or 6 months back, you see NRA, they increased taxation in container. They even double the amount for people and for bring container. That's what they try for tell you. They tell you, say, the business somebody...
So let's start off with that. NRA totally disagree, say they no increase any tax in terms of bringing container into the country.
That's what they go say. But today, the people are there. The people are the talker. They see them. They pull them from 100 and something million to 200 plus billion for bringing container. Then they tell you, say, that particular tax they shift them to the final consumer. And when they shift on to the final consumer, automatically the cost of commodity they shoot up. So for me, I disagree in a real time. Say the inflation always was the increase in value.
So you not drop for on your own analog.
It's not just people and I go say they just feed inside. But in real time, you self go to the market and see every day, week and sleep.
Talk about the bread and butter.
They see prices they increase rapidly. Then you talk about what we currency again. Itself also a factor where they affect the economy greatly. Make us say I push economics we not even get life again that anytime. You find out so we currency don't drop from 39.1% to 17.1%. The time where APC made in power, when SLPP take governance, so they do well in terms of even the subs, even this the region. Where you talk about Guinea, Liberia, you find out so with currency, me every pass them. But now where SLPP take power, the currency don't drop, it don't low. That it affects.
They would say that they inherited a battered economy. That was the plain, talk. Immediately the SLPP took over power. I remember inflation rates when I left was I think 18%, and some people want to agree you guys have been doing well for the first 5 years of the APC, but the second 5 years seems to be tough, and people want to blame you as the genesis of what you are facing right now.
Well, I disagree with that because not only the APC term we GDP it go to 2 digits when about 15.8%. We then tell them the rate we as the fastest developing country. I mean, when China our witness. The program in 2016, whereby them China, even the economy did 9.8%. What about we Salon made it 15.8%? So I disagree with the one day for say they inherit a better economy. I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Let's talk to Prince online. Prince, once more to the Epic Morning Show.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to you, Epic.
All right, so let's talk about inflation. This is so much important from the economist point of view. I mean, what's the criteria met for make a nation who feel like inflation on drop from so and so percent to this particular, like for instance, from 54.5% to that of 13.1%. What are economists looking at for make people and get a broad understanding of what we're discussing in the show this morning?
If you check, for me, it's a real surprise because I'm telling you, economics is a living organism. It's a living organism. So these are something that you have to look the reflections in terms of the people of the country, the local people. But I don't want to get myself involved because it's the politicians. They are on the panel.
So I make you speak as an expert.
Yes, so I don't want to get myself involved on that particular thing. So what I want to look at is if they said I want to look at the mechanism or or I want to see what the parameters that they looked at say the inflation has been dropped into that particular percentage, which I know for me, I'm not seeing any clear indications that the inflation is actually dropped.
Okay. So we can manage the conversation in Creole. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I go say to me people them is are not able to understand waiting. Then they try to tell the people of Sierra Leone say the inflation drop because you get for able to come and tell the people them how from 50% and then it come to 13%, something as how they indicate them. So we get for able to look waiting at the indicators them where they may able to come out and then tell the people them say the inflation drop when in the actual life you should say I've already written an article and then they ask them say they get for try for put measures and austerity measures in place. So it's one thing where I find it so very difficult and then so untrue to the people of Sierra Leone. So I don't know what they are talking about inflation drop, but then again we get for able to ask them, let they able to show the parameters where they use.
So are they asking now as an economist, waiting and waiting for look at as a nation for make we say well inflation drop from 10% to 5% or from 54.5% to 13.1%. Waiting and waiting we look at.
There is a lot of things to look at. One, it has to be in terms of policy implementations, fiscal policies, monetary policies, which I've been complaining about. Then if you look at the National Development Plan, that from it's a 7-year plan. I think if they go with that particular plan and then they're able to do all those projects into a bankable project, try to see how best a lot of concept will be developed for a bankable project, then I think say we go able to reach. But then the way where the Sierra Leone economy they at the moment for now is I think so we just we need for able to try for putting measures in place for austerity measures and then for see how best we can able manage reserve and then try to cut a lot of government, reduce cabinet, it's a bloated cabinet, and then reduce a lot of travels expenditures, because if you look at the only 2025 it's almost $7 million in terms of presidential traveling. I think we need for able to cut a lot of things for able to cut down. But then the major thing that we are trying to look, you understand me, Sierra Leone was a mining driven economy since the start of the country's origins. So I feel say there is a lot of things for doing to the mining. I see them get a mining exhibitions, which is just a facade for the people of Sierra Leone. This not something we didn't just to do for things, but it's nothing reflecting into the people of Sierra Leone. Me and you, economics not living organism, not living science. Me and you, they're gonna market every blessed day. We see how the prices are hiking every blessed day, and then not like we have a scarcity, but then we have a price hike in the country. So what I was telling about the GDP to this, and then but the one thing I can able to give a comment when IMF came, because I was the consultant for IMF for quite a while. When IMF came and then they get a good indications with them, good meetings where they are able to give them, but then don't think that this money is going to give like that. This money has a lot of conditionality, and some of this conditionality where they affect the local people. This I always say, IMF is not a good friend of the third world country. Sierra Leone is a third world country economy. So this money is this particular loan where they give and all things they don't get, they meet the requirement. Those requirements, meeting those requirements, is a lot of hazard effect to the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay, so we never talk about the conditionality, but Jawad, let's come to you again, and we get to talk about the bread and butter issue. Some people tell you that according to Prince, it talk about economics, so a living science. It's about daily activity, people livelihood, how people they live in a country. I mean, you look at for instance, if bread now be 3 leons now 5 leons for the same commodity, but price go up. I mean, that's an inflation. And we'll not see the price of bread reduce from the amount we day. And also you talk about rice. Probably you may tend for say from 849 drop and down to 740 something thousand. I don't get the exact amount. We feel like okay, there is a drop which starts of being effective this January towards February. And let's look at the livelihood, the practicality, I mean, bread and butter issue. This not seems to be visible.
I mean, with all due respect to Mr. Macaulay, I don't know which economic textbook they read, but I think we are off base a bit in terms of the conversation we are having here. But look, I mean, he could also check the statistics here on their website for just see the CPI, the consumer price index, where really then they use for puts together.
So that's why we say that's why we say on paper.
No, I
know. On paper, I'm coming, Jawad. On paper, it's correct. I mean, 54.5% dropping down to 13.1. It's correct, but it's about the practicality, the reality.
That's why
on ground. So now that's I'm not saying for question.
No, it's okay.
Credibility.
No,
thank you.
I'm not questioning.
All right, let's go.
I'm just making the records.
Okay, so thank you.
So if you look at our economy, even when we don't reassess and now, we now know that we have a far bigger economy than we even predicted. This is an $8 billion economy now. And we have sectors like agriculture, we don't contribute significantly, but also other places.
You want them to talk about the Field Salon project?
I'm coming to it. We get so many other sectors that are also growing. We get agriculture where they contribute huge, but we get side like the industries, for example, they don't grow in threefolds over the last few years as well. That tells you a lot about the opportunities that are out there, the opportunities these industries are creating.
Do you see that intended opportunities?
No, these opportunities are real now, and these some of these companies are also, because you also have to know that government not even attempt for say we can do everything, right? The strategy has always been let's empower the private sector, let create the level play field, let them thrive, and when they thrive, they could absorb as many people as possible, create more and better opportunities for them. And so far, we are on that trajectory in all of these sectors, whether it's with manufacturing, whether it's with mining, whether it's with agriculture, or so many other places as well. And eventually, na them places and in for they make a huge impact in terms of turnaround for people, in terms of putting money in people's pockets, in terms of expanding the possibility as well for making themselves spend into the economy. So these are the realities we talk about. So you also have to look at, for example, agriculture. Now they contribute around 33% to what they make now this country, and then mining as well. Mining is growing as well. It's doing huge, and we are now paying a lot more attention to that as well. Last year, alone, no more export mining revenues was around $1.2 billion. The treasury make $50 million, but we see that disparity. But we know there is potential in that sector as well, and for make sure as well, much of that wealth is also reflected on people of Sierra Leone. We as government as well, we put hand in the sector now
we are rich in minerals. I will accept.
No.
Why do you think now like we need this particular money from IMF? I mean, we have minerals, which of course we are rich in them. As you rightly say, the governments, they make huge sum of money. Why do you think we're going for IMF project or program again?
So yes, we know say like we say no more theoretically we are rich in minerals, but you also have to know that it takes a huge capital for drilling mineral, and the capital way.
And you want to accept practicality as well. It's practical.
No, we have been running. I mean, the government very practical. We are not caught out. We not detach ourselves away from reality, right? We know there's huge potential in the mining sector, but we also know say it very capital intensive. So it means some of the time we can't raise that capital lay for focus on that, because we also have competing priorities, right? In the midst of all this conversation we are having now, we still spend hugely in education, we expand with spending on health and all of them social spending, and we really need for better the population, right? So when it comes to mining as well, we are looking at possibilities of joint ventures with private companies as well, hence the Mineral Wealth Fund as well, where they put a lot of investment, and as well in time as well we serve with the reap from the wealth, of course, from the mining sector. But that's just one of many sectors. Agriculture, we are opening it now big time. We get ecological zones, and those ecological zones we are trying to grow them as well and see how much we can produce locally. Now we don't make huge strides. If you look at things like onion, a year ago or two, we basically had a crisis for onion in the market. Now we are doing so well, but it's not just with that, it's with so many other commodities as well that the prices could have been much more higher, but over time that investment you get for see the reward in the yields we produce, and then eventually the price comes down. And naturally, every economy in the world, that's how it behaves. But we are, even though we talk so right now, we are on the trajectory of growth. I mean, everybody has seen the figures. We are set to grow from 4.0% by the end of this year, hopefully to 4.5%, right? But we are doing that in the face of turmoil in the world economy. The world economy is changing in our face as well. Everybody know that. You follow the news as well. But as a small nation, we know we have to do more. But even at that, we don't set the systems in place. We manage them very prudently. And that management, and I make even day in a program like this, and that management even don't put we in the trajectory of growth. When in the face of it, so many countries are sliding downwards.
Do you want to agree with global economical challenge? I mean, faced with COVID-19 and all, this may be a major factor of probably in the situation where we are. You guys were faced with Ebola, and there was a twist in the economy as well.
Of course, I just want to disagree with on small because we say global challenge. Not just alone no more facing COVID. Or getting neighboring country they were then facing COVID, but they did do well in the economy. They're able to stabilize the economic growth. So, in other words, if you get a prudent fiscal management policy in place, we are in that they foresee, say there is external shock the way they come, then foresee how best for put a contingency measure, foresee how best if they can go affect the economy. Because they affect the economy and the layman they suffer. And in now they suffer, so the pain
that was the same. That was the same shock Una said we faced with 2014.
We 2013 we get the Ebola. But what happened? You find out we economy. It got to withdraw the graph, even past 0.21. Past the graph come down at the horizontal side. What he understood because of now irresponsible leader and the APC government and responsible government will fight until we bring can up back to 5.8 from minus to 5.8. Now bring can back. So they expect this government, in as much as there is a global, as they say, a shock, the COVID, then for able for bringing the economy to the present status.
When I say we look for IMF funding, 224 million 2017, how would that project the end? Whether you talk about political, SLPP, be on away, or probably waiting at the reason by
we will not ever run away.
Waiting may happen.
Not critics.
Because a lot of things they in that particular agreement, the one they see that your party was corrupt by then.
No. We will not ever corrupt. Because you find out say if we so run away, but the people ain't good money back. At the end of what we tell them bring money for we again. I go say back off and bring money for we. Now just critics, you just tell like where you want gain power, whatever dirty thing you do by your opponent. Now that is a people them be good at. And at that time they say, and then tell we say, where they can in governance, they able fix the economy. Where they able up to now they struggle, people they suffer, there's pain. In price, they go up rapidly every day.
There is a reduction in the price of rice. Rice price.
Well, you go say the rice reduce, but not the dry rice no more they eat. There are other commodities than days. Certain people don't even eat rice, even though now we own stable food. But you know what say me say na dry rice no more for the eat. Go for fish, na market. Go for onion. Go for in palmine. Go for any other, even pepper. Let's alone talk about Maggi. They all long go up, then shoot. So in other words, if you not get that money there for me, the condiments and the other sauce, you not go even charm the dry rice.
I want to Prince La bring into this conversation. You hear what Jawad don't say, and you don't talk about they are doing plenty stuff for make we get a stable economy. And for you feel like the 54.5 you are asking how this come about, or outside they pull them figure they have for make the get a reduction or a drop in terms of inflation, and it don't explain to you and you don't get a clear understanding. Let's continue the conversation on that side.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know what in Jawad be the talk of credibility and things like that, but anyway, is my brother, we're engaging on that. Jawad be the try for express in terms of diversification, and then so they try for diversify the economy. But then I just want you for able for no say it bringing a diversifications, it brings a lot of burden onto the country economy, because you're looking at agriculture, you're looking at the mining sector, then you're looking at the blue economy, which is the fisheries and things like that.
Education as well.
Yes, educations. Yeah, educations for me, educations I will always say, because changing the education narrative into the digital form, for me, I will always give kudos, because it's that when they say the human capital, development they are on it in terms of education. And then for the agriculture, I always have my own opinion, because up till now we are talking about the Toma boom. We are talking about, because the local product is more expensive than the imported product. If you want to get our local rice, you get the local product is more expensive in the market. And then also again, we know some of the things, the fuel price, we know, and then there are a lot of doing a lot of wood constructions is going on. That way we look at as an infrastructure, economical infrastructures. So these are things that are going. But for me, I'm saying it's a lot of burden in terms of the diversification, and then also. But one thing that we I can always say they miss in a point when come in 2018, 2019. That's where they missed the point in terms of cancelling all mining things and all things. And then governance is a continuation. For me, I will say education is an A plus for me, because now we are looking at the digital. You can hold even your local phone, and then you can able to check educations, and then we see how they try to stabilize in terms of the educational system. Kids are going out to university, and then there's a lot of things in the education is going on. So for me, you will not see the benefit for now, but then it's after certain years you will see that.
So in as much as you get thousands of people when they for seats the WASC exam, there is so much going on in that direction,
No,
which is
but let
positive.
me tell you something on that aspect. You get me? Because we are changing to digitalization.
Okay.
So most of the thing is a bold technology. So you can't put a blame and all things. These are things where even they affect me and you. Sometimes we can miss in terms of the internet facilities, in terms of the connectivities, because these are all things that you have to put back and done, because we are all using borrowed technology. We've done the first, second industrial, so we are on the fourth now, and then it's a borrowed technology that things will not be able to do on their own. So for me, I'm giving them they are trying on it. And then I don't know if you watch at the development plan. I think it was a 6 or 7 years national development plan that is developed. So if you watch at that particular development plan, and then the implementation for the second terms of the government, and then you will see there is a lot of potential. But then how can you handle those potential? I think is a lot need to be changed in terms of their fiscal policies, and then also again the need to look at their monitoring policies. And then we are talking about the let's go again on the interstates that Jawad is trying to talk about. I didn't ask. I just asked in terms of what is the parameter that we used to able to get that one, because if you're able to get that one, then we can able to see the reflections. It's a daily activities. And then I can believe if Jawad drive a motor car or take transport from one point A to point B, and not pay the actual transportation will be used for people for Canada studio, while there was a worker there, it's a different thing. So it's an increase in price. So some of the things that are the try for tell and for make we look at it. And then on the other hand again, I just want for make we also look again when we say the economy, and when they talk about Ebola and Corona and all things. My other brother on the studio, they try for say yes, they may eat with Ebola. And then I want make no say now from that particular point, Sierra economy become a cripple. From where that 2014, 2015 when it hit with Ebola, we been get 3 companies in the London Stock Exchange and the and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange we been turned on. And then you been see again, there was a lot of in terms of the mining feasibility studies where African Minerals and other one may do. We been see a lot of falsifications there. So if we get for come again 2018, 2019 again, then we get for able to do another studies again where we see drones, then they go on and all things. So there is a lot of things. So from that 2014 it all eats. And then nobody not been procrastinate Ebola are the same thing as a corona. Nobody not been procrastinating. But then again, I be always say SLPPB has the opportunity in terms of when corona, because corona was hit by the world, but it's a world disease. It's not like only African disease like Ebola. So like the then finance minister will be getting an engagement say, can we have a COVID bond? Which will be yield up to now, because up to now corona is still living. So if they may don't do that particular thing, they feel say it before don't good for the country with that COVID bond, because they may get a lot of stimulus around the world. But then again, they fail for do that. The then finance minister will fail for do that. But for me, I can always say it's always a stepping stone. So a step by step that they are doing, but I still want Jawad for able to give me the parameter where they use for able to get that particular thing where I see the doubt my credibility. But then they are trying to do a diversification, but it's not something that you're going to yield today. You're not a born picking today, a worker today. So it's something that all that they are doing is for the future. But then the country at now, we need a quick fix.
Okay.
It's clear. I don't think in this conversation I've raised questions about Mr. I don't think in this conversation I don't raise questions about Mr. Macaulay credibility. I mean, look, Mr. Macaulay is a citizen like everybody else, and the reason why we as governments they engage on platforms like this, now because one for put we self up for scrutiny, right? So everybody has a right for make these opinions, for criticize, for even as well profile solutions as well as citizens, and in a way would they see this as a deepening with democratic culture really for engage. So I mean I will never I'm way above that for throw dots on you character as a person. So I'm sorry if you think say that's what happened here, but no, I mean I'm just speaking to the content. And about diversification. Diversification for every country, it's the ultimate way for go, right? You know, and for put yourself in a position where you too reliant on one sector and that sector they fail. Remember waiting happened when we been really reliant on iron ore, right? And then iron ore prices plummet in the world. I mean, African Minerals and London Mining, we know the story, right? And they went bust. And in a really rockway as a country, I mean, a rockway economy as well, we don't want to put yourself in that position there. And that's why the efforts them hold on they make has been very deliberate for make sure, say, we diversify with portfolio of things them where they get money from as a country. We are setting up agriculture as one of those ways where we're able out a lot of revenues in the next few years. Mining already is bringing, manufacturing as well is on the up, services sector as well they do, and in terms of potential we're also looking at technology as well. So all of these areas, so you not go say diversification they put burden necessarily, no, because diversification are the ultimate way for go, you want, like I say. And one of the things we make we economy very resilient, that even, I mean, look, we are past the COVID conversation. We don't forget about the COVID conversation, because as far as we're concerned, from then to now, we don't make a lot of strides for growth, and we have been on the up. That's why we get this conversation right now in a context where we are talking about growth from 4.0 to 4.05. So it's not even where we want to be because of our ambition as a country, as a government. We know we have far more potential for be far higher than that, but we also know say we have to be realistic as well, because we know they live in a utopian world. We have to consider all of the factors. We have to consider the needs of we people as well. Why should they do this with human face? Why should they even put discipline on the budget? We have to also consider all of these obligations we'll get as a government, and in honoring all of those obligations as well. So that's why we are here. That's why we don't do very, very well. That's why we have been solid in the with all the multilateral partners where they invest in the country. And the fact that right up to now as we speak, we still get more investment in health, in education, in energy, and so many other sectors across the country tells you a lot about the level of confidence we partners them get in how we handle the economy so far. Like we say, we are realistic, and we are not even so it tells you a lot about how much work we do, and as well also admitting that yes, there are challenges, and those challenges are things, and we get an economic management team led by Minister of Finance, we then hand it on as well, and the central bank as well, where they do a tremendous job as well for make sure we are on a stable footing.
Recently there was a ranking that has to do with World on Happy Country, and that position, the Sierra Leone take second, not the whole world, and first in Africa. And from what you're saying, we try to talk about rest, which of course I don't do extremely according to from 849 to 740 something. Electricity has been challenging, tariffs high. Petroleum, of course, you want to see the price of petrol don't be stabilized for a while. And employment, it's another concern again. I mean, how doing in terms of employment? And look at this ranking. I mean, we are second in the world and first in Africa as country where people are not glad.
Well, look, I mean, I've seen those, I've seen that particular ranking there, but you just they talk about employment, for example, and they talk about those other sectors as well, yes, where...
And which of us is all contributing factor for make people in Gladi?
No, I mean, I understand that.
You agree with me?
We are not even disputing that.
You
we
agree
are not
with
even,
me?
but you also have to look at who's we come out and the progress that we are making. And for we as well, we always look back at how far we don't come, how much we don't do, and of course also recognize how far we also need to go. And that's why we make all of them steps there, whether it's with the health sector, whether it's with education, whether it's with energy, and all of the other sectors there where we know say it needs significant investment. It's also about being smart as well, and how forget those investments into the sector as well. We right now, Ministry of Finance, the lead on. Like I say, we are in a position where we can still say we are mobilizing enormous resources as well for putting into the economy, for putting into many side them. We really need the investment as well for making increase with human dignity as well.
In as much as you want to disagree, as want to put it that way, it's intended progress. I mean, things practically now, like I don't talk about the world on our ranking, where we place second in the world, and talk about Africa, we take first position, and so much more. From waiting, you see, these are ranking we come out like 1 month ago, and finding how people then they elect with the livelihood in the country. It's about practicality, Jawad. I know on paper things tend to be fine. We
also have to be careful with our reports, right?
I'm coming, Jawad. I'm coming.
Go on.
Things tend to be fine on paper. I mean, which plenty salon people go agree, and including myself. I mean, there are certain things which, of course, I don't highlight them practically. Seems of there is a progress making in those directions. Rice, I mean, petroleum products, I mean, you name it. Electricity, unemployment. Usmami, they talk about not to rest no more people in there for it. Bread price, even no go down. I mean, that Maggi, pepper, where you talk about. These are all issues where it's a quick fixed situation. Right? In Salone, people they grumble for this for quite a long time. Well, I think all the reason that they make people in vote President Julius Mada be promise the bread and butter solution on that.
Let me come to that point. The economy is never really a quick fix. I mean, because if you want for doing right, you can do a quick fix now. But
I make mention of a few things, right? Bread and butter.
I know.
Quick fix something.
I can't to that part today. You can do a quick fix now, but down the line you will see cracks. So you can either take your time and do it right, or you do it quick for meet those tick those political boxes, and then few months down the line you start to see the cracks, or you see the pressure on all of us, or you do it long term and you do it right, which is what we have invested in. So for example, we know, say, I mean, with food self-sufficiency, that's why Feeds Alone is the ultimate and the biggest government program we would invest in, because we know
almost 2 years down the line.
We know when we invest in that.
Almost 2 years down the line, we'll not see visibility.
No, I mean, with terms of visibility, no, that's not necessarily true, sir. In terms of visibility, like I said, because these are agricultural products and we are still making investment. And by the way, as well,
I wonder, Usadi, one of the first bag of rice come for the Feeds.
No, I mean, the thing is, I don't know why now rice no more necessarily to say we are growing. But we are growing.
It's very important.
No, I know. I
mean, just it's important.
Let me speak. I mean, I will come to that point. So that's why we know food self-sufficiency. We have to get on that particular part where we are producing enough for able offset that huge money. I mean, annually we are taking $250 million out of the country just for import trades. We want to put ourselves in a position in the next few years, Usai, the rest volumes that will produce enough in this country is so huge that even if we can offset half of that amount, now foreign exchange would go out of the country, it will be a remarkable progress for us. And we also have to, but for us as well, it's also making sure as well we also invest smartly in crops that will also bring us more money, but also crops like rice as well, we now staple food, we're very, very important. So yes, I mean, speaking about things like flour as well, we also, they're in a position, we also don't make sure, say, things like flour, things like sugar, basic things that we need, we don't make sure, say, they are available in the country. You are not seeing queues anywhere. And in terms of pricing stability, which now waiting a lot of people want, there is some form of price stability, and that form of price stability also they bring predictability in the market. So we mean, say, I mean, a lot of business people not like unpredictability, right? But that's it. So we want to make sure there's a stable environment where they can operate as businesses, but also create an environment where more people are coming with money and they are investing in the manufacturing sector as well, for expand them, for grow and produce things here. And also in terms of value addition as well, we are now, they invest a lot of that. Private money as well where they come. The reason why I emphasize on private money as well, because if you have private money coming into the economy, it tells you a lot of confidence these people have to even put their money into the country, right? I mean, we recognize as well there might be challenges here and there, but generally on a large scale, there has been a lot of reforms, and they give those businesses confidence for making them expand, make them continue for pour more money, create more job opportunities as well. And also that job opportunity means they put more money in people in pocket, and then spending power it increase. And once we get more people that can spend into the economy as well, that as well contributes a lot. But if you look at how we handle the budget, for example, which everybody rely on, every ministry rely on as well for driving programs as well, that budget deficit as well has gone down. The budget deficit would narrow from 6.1% in 2022 to 4.8% in 2024. We are still ambitious, say we even want to put down a bit. So that all, it's an indicator of how well we are doing, because you are going to have these pressures anyway, no matter what. I mean, this is what we signed up for, that we get for carry this burden, and that very, very crucial and important burden of balancing who to pay first, how do you manage this, and how do you make sure you stabilize those prices, and make sure as well, over interfere in the market really for offset the market in structure as it is. All of that in a very careful balance. We right now, the economic management team at the country, we include the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Sierra Leone as well, are doing a tremendous job.
You're trying to have a contradicting view of the world unhappy country, which we take second position and first in Africa. You want to say something on that side initially?
Oh no, like I say, no, I mean, all of that as well ties down to how people feel, right? But we also have
government take this ranking serious.
Of course, we take every ranking we Sierra Leone they on very seriously. But you also have to realize the thing where a lot of people not pay attention to for that particular ranking is that some of the questions are not even applicable to Sierra, because even if you read then go say because of the context of each country different, so some of these questions might not necessarily context specific. For example, if you ask a question like when last did you donate, for example, and we have a giving culture as Sierra Leoneans, but you might not see that as a donation cause as well, and it might not tick that particular box, and that might then they go tell on the outcome of that particular report, right?
So it has to do generally as a nation, not individually.
No, I mean, so these are the nuances where we get for pay attention to, and then small detail, and they
and of course you don't give what you don't have.
No, I mean, look,
you don't give out what you don't have.
One of the good things about Sierra Leoneans, right, is that you can travel anywhere in this country.
As a country,
you travel anywhere in this country. Whether you're in Mende, whether you're in Timni, Limba, Loko, Soso, and let's say you get broke down na mile 91. I mean, some of the time we don't travel, we get broke down na mile 91. There is somebody we go come, and not even ask me tribe, but you just go say, how can I help? So it tells you we have a giving spirit. But if you don't see it, context-specific questions, if they are not there in reports like this, and of course, frankly, some other reports as well, probably in the past have probably mischaracterized our country as well, because they're not getting context-specific scenarios there for really draw them questions around. But if you look at that act of kindness and tell me that's not charity, then what charity is then?
Usman, you don't listen to Jawad, you don't quiet for long. You don't listen to exactly presentation and talking about diversification, how this will help our economy and all. Let's discuss. I mean,
exactly. So now just now that's how I want to take on. Of course, our listener keenly talk about economic diversification. You need to talk about economic diversification where you not get electricity by the country. Can't be possible. It's just like what we economists talk say. he said the economy for be a living organ. That's something real.
We have electricity, but affordable electricity.
It's not there. Now they try for say.
Okay.
Electricity not there. The other day now just lights for level sleep. We not even get energy because in the measure. But foreign direct investment, we are in the private sectors and for come invest into the economy for say how best it go boom. We are in the consumer, the income go increase. The way consumer income increase automatically, the economy they play around. Government self can get tax, but this not feasible. Not when they happen. Let we stop for the mislead people. Not tell them the real. Not left what's in a paper. Not tell them what they happen at the ground. If you tell them what they happen, automatically look able fix your economy. Not forget about writing fine English or writing a contest or whatsoever. But not do exactly what they happen. You know they talk about economic diversification where you not get electricity. Quite impossible. Of course, we get what we call the micro. But then small business them. Now then they feed to the macro, the big economy. And then small business they live on electricity, energy. If the energy not there, how them business then go boom, them business will collapse. How government self being able to get revenue, where Jawad they talk about the main priority for say how best they can generate revenue. But if them business they operate well, they not get energy for operate. Automatically government self they get revenue from them for say how best they can meet them budget as a measure. So you need to talk about in diversification where you left what? Electricity outside. Of course, it's quite impossible. A measure against say the economy there in a food term, we are in the agriculture or the service, everything they go well, everything. Actually, we make one quick measure we talk say why again the government to go in for loan or whatsoever. Of course, I mean in initial statement I do measure. But with debt rate get for go with not only the capital we pay, we get for pay what interest. And the government, an officer they even they make contingency liability for them debts then they. For say how best a can cushion or for say how best a can give a debt recess to the economy again. You don't see? So in a nutshell, like how we do in governance, of course, APC term we really operate in a real-time economy. We they see exactly what the people need. We they go in for that. We they see how best we can suppress on we income generation on tax. Say if we levy tax on people of course the ripple effects they can't we back as government. Last year our best we able source fund, even though we don't lost revenue from this side, but last year we able source fund outside, not to forgive a lot of tax to people. Now, I make what we do in governance. You see, fuel, we able all fuel from 3,000, we hold on to 6,000, up to 7 in 10 years' time. Then we able all even the foreign exchange rate, we hold on from 430 to 750 in 10 years' time. But in SLPP term, we don't kind governance just in 7 years. And the foreign exchange dollarization don't even triple pass 100 or something %. Then take them from me from 750,000. Now you talk about million. That they tell you say even them policy themselves for say how best they can cushion or maintain or diversify economic growth no day in place because they rely on paperwork, not on reality. What is at the ground and economy where you want operate and where you want rule and fine, you get for take the real time. What thing they happen? Nothing not like a blood, they run within we. Not to thing we go there na paperwork. It they affect the people. One, poverty there to increase. Me you know, we just make measure. But the price is thank God you tell Jawad say not to only rest for calm down. Other commodity them back for calm down, then they can don't go. Pass one lie or deceive people them. Pass one deceive them. But if no one deceive them, we tell them the real thing. You gonna say all other commodity then go up. Now just one thing where they able effect when they rise with them bring can down. But that's not sufficient for for stabilize the economy. That's not sufficient, and that's not the thing waiting for stand on say the economy, the inflation don't come down based on what's the price. No, that's not sufficient.
All right.
Let me just address a few points. Yeah. So in terms of, price, of course, we know definitely not to rest no more. But the reason why the attention focuses on rice, of course, we all recognize how important it is as well, and for so many people as well. But beyond that as well, we are now looking for develop pricing formula, for example, for cement, for example, and something which has been completed, and then there are now new prices. But what this does in terms of the ripple effects to the economy, now that people within the construction industry as well, it means in terms of capital, they will have to spend a little bit less than they were spending as well, and that extra money we then can keep, we then can invest maybe in the labor force or so many other sectors we can expand
and
the
that,
economy.
And that's alone boils
but
down
that
to
as well in
employment.
terms of here as well.
If people are working, then if people can get job, then they can afford what you're talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. So the thing as well, my brother also has to look at here is that the nexus between the reforms there and how it impacts people.
Okay.
And that's it. So when, for example, you reduce the price of rice, or you set a pricing formula for a very transparent pricing formula for fuel, and you keep them at a stable price. When, for example, you set a very transparent formula for cement, and then you keep them at a stable price.
Okay.
Then small cuts, or even when cuts not, but that stability they as well, it inspire a lot of confidence for you inject more capital. And then when you save that money there as well, that extra money as well, businesses or private somebody.
Jawad, we still have the minimum wage of 800,000.
You can invest in
800,000.
I show you the nexus.
Yeah.
So
that's the minimum wage of people who are working in this country. 800,000 units.
Of course, we know the minimum wage, but you also have to. Which side the minimum wage come on, by the way? Where was the minimum wage? Let's say 5-6 years ago. Who side be there? Somebody help me here.
We take them from 20,000 to 500. Let's check the percentage.
No, nice. So that's the point that they make.
So let's check the percentage increase.
No, but my
Jawad, hold on. Even if it was, I'm coming. Even if it was, even when you talk about minimum wage,
okay.
I know people. I know I'm coming, guy. And people would say, we are living in a magic country, a magic salon. Even if you pull on from 200,000 to 500,000, and when I increase them to 800,000, how people able live with 800,000?
Yeah, but the point.
Jawad, let's just make an analogy. You have to pay 11%, which I'm coming is a challenge. You have to pay electricity bill. It's another concern. You get to put your picking in school. You have to buy. Now, the most ironical part of it, a bag of rice is close to the minimum wage.
Okay. When you don't make that point, let me make this point as
quickly,
well.
Let's spend 1 minute.
You also have to see as well. So now you make a say, then reforms there, then progress there, not happen in isolation.
Okay.
Every time you point at a figure, pay attention to where we came from.
Okay.
So it just means the 800,000, but it could just go up now from here. And of course, we're not going to kill ourselves and tell you, say, it is difficult for some families to make ends meet with that particular money there as well. But also, what we try for do as well. Now, for make sure, say, people are not even reliant on that. We create more opportunities for let people thrive. And then people could make extra money. So
gentlemen, I'm afraid
that's the point as well.
I'm afraid we need for go for it.
Are you saying no quickly? You say okay.
Then you left.
Can you say 10 years ago the world economy is still in the same place as at now? It is not. It has moved. It has grown. And like I say, we all make comparative. No.
I'm afraid we need for go for a break. Me police are on the signal. Jawad Usman. Sorry, we need for go for a break. And when we come back, we know I'm coming. When we come back.
The point we don't make very clearly as well, we are a government, we are taking responsibility for how we manage the economy, and it's not something we are pushing to anybody. And we show you the progress and the context of where we are and where we came from. So don't make the comparison or the analogy.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll still listen to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, Slick TV channel 37, Radio Garden, Choice FM, listen part of Freetong, and on Facebook Live at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to introduce our calls then to the program. Stay tuned.
Orange money go to good, don't come for you. Businessman and businesswoman, it don't come for you.
time again, the delivery guy no dey give me all the money, and I dey lost track of all my payments.
So
How I suppose for one business like this?
Why you not register for Orange Money Kotoku?
Kotoku?
If you get small business na salon, this na your chance for make you upgrade am. Orange Money dey introduce Kotoku na business line for all business dem. Whether you na cookery seller, trader, barber, pipeman or keke rider, this na una chance for receive payments directly to your Kotoku wallet from your customer dem. And the best part na Orange Money go pay you commission for receive payments na your Kotoku wallet. Cash out for free na any Orange Money office, franchise or kiosk point. Kotoku wallet na your business in better one. For register for Kotoku wallet, dial #144 *8*10#.
It's Epic Radio. So refreshing.
I see a light inside of you.
This now big news for all man na saloon. Access Bank na saloon don't acquire. We mean say then don't take over Standard Chartered Bank na saloon. I don't think say you know what that mean, but I go tell you. It means say you now get 700 branch them and other place them where you can do business with Access Bank Saloon. Now America, Europe and Africa. Access Bank ready for improve your life. We mean say we don't open new life and give you service all sign at the 24 countries the world operates and over 65 million other customers them with a bank with Access Bank na Saloon. Access Bank not only make it easy, but make it reliable for you and give you more sense on bank business in the one whole world. You see now say Access Bank na Saloon don't bring new opportunity for you for make life easy for all man and woman where one open business na saloon. Una come na Access Bank na Saloon and see where we go play wonders for make life easy for you and your money. Access Bank go make them better for you.
One day you'll be like the sun. So one day you go shine.
Access, more than banking.
The road now for you, so you for take 10 use If you walk or they drive, you for always take care. When you follow the road signs, you go no waiting for you. If you walk or they drive, make sure you understand the sign. When you the walker, when you the drive,
Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority and them partner them. This in serious one, but the one them where they use the road, their safety. For sake of this, SLRSA, they send this message to all man where they use the road. When you reach the traffic light, wait so till you tell reach for cross the road. The red light means say, all driver for stop. The yellow light means say, you for ready? Done the green light, now for go. When you reach the zebra crossing, outside traffic light there, you go see one image like a motorman light. The signal na the other end of the zebra crossing. Where the image like a motorman light signal red, means say, you know for cross. You for wait sote that image like a motorman turn green. That time day now, you can cross na the zebra quick. Avoid shortcuts because shortcuts can cut your life short. Remember say, road safety business, now we all business. Together, we go save million people their life. Now the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, where you learn with the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, the Sierra Leone Police, Autospec Sierra Leone, and all the partner them from transport business bring this message to you.
When you dey drive, for the watch, all the road signs make we all sit na the.
Alright, and welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Orange Money cash out fee, not just 1%. If you want for cash out your Orange Money, you just will pay reduction fee of 1%. Orange Money is here to stay. If you don't join the family, it's try very hard for join the family. And as I say, not just 1% cash out fee. Cash out 100 leons, they will reduce 1 leons in which you go for cash out. And hello ladies, whether you plan for space you bath or probably prevent unwanted pregnancy, Lydia has you covered with some range of trusted contraceptive options to fit your lifestyle. Choose the Lydia Post pills for emergency or Lydia Daily pills for regular use or the Lydia IUDB HIUDB for long term and also long term protection, sorry, or the Lydia Farm 3 injectable for 3 months coverage. And of course, if you need advice, you can call our team on 5225, and also you can send WhatsApp message on 078859148. We'll introduce the calls them or to the program and 079994993, and that's the number for call. And we call, please stay within 1 minute. So go online and get to first call online. Good morning.
Morning, Asadi from Central.
All right, stay within 1 minute, yeah.
Well, good morning to go. Yeah, the one we filed this up to paragraph 5 of the press release. The company concern is government gets a program with IMF, and IMF is like a guarantor. Government said, with IMF, they will get money in the EU, the African Development Bank, World Bank, and other donors there. So if you read that paragraph 5 of the press release, you need to say the program has been suspended until the next review. And when you look at the reasons the way the bank give why they suspend the program, are because they use the money when they give it at the first tranche in the wrong places. For instance, they talk about they use the money on roads, they use it on energy. Now, then also deplete to foreign reserve so much so that we will not get 3 months of imports. When at the basic standard that one be saloon, particularly they allow at least for maintain. So I want to ask them whether this not to bad thing they do. They go now money for a couples. And I not do them, I good do otherwise. Say they get to suspend the program. We guarantee them. Don't pull out till when they will come for the next review.
All right, thank you.
They will get money within that period.
Thank you very much. 07999949993, another number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. 07999949993. Log online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, come on, yeah, you there? We'll get your negative feedback. Okay. Your name and where you call you from?
Yeah, but me not contact the call from Hilltop.
Stay within 1 minute.
Yeah, yes, sir. My contribution this morning. I know we want for like too much opposition could they bother too much for explain for comparison. 10 people are then campaign from 2017-18. It's a angry Bob Lawyer. They say they come for better alone. Now the better of the CISOs today. So I know we want where they can put under inquiry. They say all the other will go under and by Goma for 10 years. They're not good for the country, they're not good for themselves. They come for better salary. For all them come for better salary, 7 years they go to this. They make minimum rate from 500 million. 30 days, 7 years, 800 million, then they grow up for something, and then they people to them. So now the better that they come for better we.
Thank you so very much.
For like too much opposition for the stuff up and top. People that they can't say they come for better. What's not been inquiring now? That also for the.
I'm afraid we have to cut it short. We call. Please stay within 1 minute. It's 07999949993. We'll give other people a chance for be part of the program. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I'm John from John Street.
John.
I want to say thanks to Jawad because he try for avoid politics talk. They compare APC, SLPP. Then to we honorable, please go to the discussion. Then you want SLPP left is different. We want truthful discussion now. Jawad, una we no book. Una can say the proof of the pudding lies in the eating, just like we in the economists say. Economy now live in organism. Their figures they are all. They reflect to we at all. They reflect to we, and now we are the people. Now we get for judge if na increase or not. For we as people, there is no increase because it tell that the price of the market. So we want frank and plain discussion. John from Jones.
Thank you very much, John. 07999949993, the number for be parts of the Epic Morning Show. 07999949993. Log online again and pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Panelist.
Good morning, Father Lambert.
God bless you, sir. Wait, me want to tell Mr. Jawara, they give thanks and praise to and wait avoid the politics side, the type of talk with justice side. Please, Mr. Minister or Mr. Councillor or Honorable, Which we get for tell you now the time this time for long and fight so let the poor people then survive. They say food na the table. If there is no food in the table, there will be no success in life. So let we try let food in our table. We are the top of the bread and butter, but complete 7 to 8 years now, we are not seeing no bread and butter, no food at the table. They say Papa they work, Mama no they eat. So if Papa they work, bang Mama for will cook. So please let the economic guy go. Let the layman try get food at the table. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. 079-994-993. The number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, please your name and stay, make your point. Stay within 1 minute. Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Pamusa de Konat Razak.
Go ahead.
And I would rather that APC man. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Our APC team been better. But me, I dey ask now, we not the APC and what you not don't do? What's the help? We not don't help this government here. For let the government do better. The ideas they all the way they come with. Yes, if they in place. But how make una not come with the ideas there? For let una go help with the Sierra Leoneans. Then before that, how the government don't fail? How una been they do better? This no good. APC and SLPP, una responsible for this country in point one. Former Auditor General. Una vote against them. Believe me, una not talk nothing. Now na State House number 2. Una pull a voice. Una left. APC una left.
Thank you so very much. Okay. And 079-994-993, the number for be part of the show. 079-994-993 and log online again and pick another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Come on, Ajibo, good morning. Stay within 1 minute.
I'm not go far. But today, I think another day. For let Jawad Day, Ethic Radio. Jawad, good morning.
Good morning.
Jawad, we know the people of Salon, we the ordinary people who lost you, we miss you.
Well, anyway, I'm in public service now.
The best note to you. And they don't tell me, say, you don't avoid politics. But who said you go? Now, legal everybody go. Now, independent institution go. Anyway, my brother, what he did today at the ground, whether it be minister, it be even the father of the nation, it be anybody, whatever you position, it will not talk the truth. God will only account this no. But anyway, me Commander Jibo, I swear to God, I dey pray, no pray. You see, I think radio me they make dua, and no government no they give me idea. But this country need prayer. Anyway, for money, I did that do.
Thank you very much, and Commander Jibo. 079-994-993, the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, please your name and make your point. Stay within 1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Caller from Regent.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't listen to both the SFPP, the Jawa, the APC. But for now, the past how many years, the opposition that can get the best ideas, but when they come, nothing, they're not able to do. So now the same to APC. Right now, if you ask APC, all the solutions they get, the counter water, road, school, medication, hospitals, all the things they get solution. But as they can, zero. So then they don't say, oh, they didn't. So I don't move me. They don't move me now. Just for.
I'm afraid we lost that call already. 079-994-993. We'll probably take 2 more calls and log online again and pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
And I'm Cha from Central.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, I want to welcome one of the mentors, them, Mr. Jawa. Thanks for coming, my brother. My brother, honestly, the problem we face, then 2 parties. If you don't party, they come together. APC in power, everybody come for help. APC come for help. Believe me, like we don't come far from the here. But my brother, the unfortunate thing, I don't begin talking from Jawad to Barry, to you now don't come to Precious. The problem, the badats, the brother really get chance. When they say people in power, APC, the civil servant to the people work. If they pray God APC, let them fail. APC is going there. Where APC in power, the civil servant to the work, where if you work for government, God, the SPP did go there. They go spoon feed them. Oh man, they pull the party. Within power movement because of the party, the government. Can you imagine, my brother? So how people will go? You know, afraid God when they push you for work, for position of trust, work for God. You know, say you give your account. Say this is what they do. They comparison, man. Let them lefa. It's APC na government waiting. Una forget thing that the bring solution for come. Not about the can say if you compare COVID and Ebola. Ebola na 2-3 country old. COVID and the world is shut down. The world shut down. So let's be honest with yourself in conversation. We can come together as one learn of make Salone better.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Probably take one last call. 079994993. One last call, and then we will close the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Iva.
Good morning, boss.
I'm passing the conference call.
From Passy, go ahead.
First of all, I want to appreciate Java for being available for Canada studio for a very long time. And also I appreciate your position. And honestly, from my point of view, the reason why the economy is to okay this time are because of the past administration in our chairman and leader, where they forced themselves into power with the intention of self-abandonment and because now the economy is issue. But I honestly appreciate Java as it the late up in point there. Now solution will need. Don't forget about that. The blinking and the opposition will therefore propagate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and we not go pick any more call, and we'll start the conversation with Usman. The callers, within the callers and those, waiting will be you keep light to respond to them. Sorry.
Yeah, I must say thanks and I appreciate them, their view and their concern the way they show. Actually, I believe say themselves they provide solutions, social best we can able stabilize the economy, social best we can able alleviate poverty in this country. Of course, I will go through the colors them, like how we just emphasize say the economy now living organic. Two of the colors then talk say even where Jawad they try for making point, they move away from the reality. Nothing where they see na the gun, nothing where they church, nothing na daily something, it affecting daily. So if I can say the economy they boom, to them na in news, and to them not we not accept, and to them not we not feasible. The other color when a Lampard, of course, in talk about the same thing, food not at the table. Of course, this government I remember JJ Sanfa and they move from one radio station to another radio station for talk about what the bread and butter issues. Okay. So we then kind of can put food on the table. But we not see that for still emphasize and for still give assurance on with previous discussion for say and the economy is not enough for right home about and the economy right now they na life oxygen week in that any time. Okay. So nothing we actually will they see to on paper talk. Of course Jibo in talk say people in for afraid God and try for talk the truth. Lord, we avoid for mislead people.
Go try for round up in 30 seconds.
We tell people in the truth, of course we're able. My other brother talk about say the opposition need a profile solution. Me I live in witness. I mean they work na youth affairs. Okay. They sack me, then pull me off. And other people in they back we get similar idea. Talk about the Edmond Coleman, one of the season economy they will get in this country. Where the government can they take them off. So how they want let people and provide solution.
I'm afraid we have forgotten that short today. Tell me not again I will sign. Pin switching will be you respond to we call it. I guess you listen to it most of them say. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, I guess you listen to it we call us and say waiting will be you respond to them.
Yes, the people in the show concern, and then like I say to the people we all just therefore put hand on deck and then see how we can able to push the country. And then I just want to make one comment this way. When you ask Jawad say on the app the Sierra Leone is the happiest, for me now just a survey then they do like where Jawad been said then get the starting box the way you tick and all things. So I don't want people them for take down the Sierra Leone is one of the happiest country. Where they live overseas who come na Sierra Leone where they come get where they come free with depressions and all things. So that particular thing they are not feel saying that we for able to look at it and then but if they look at in an economical form and all things I just still say the government need to do more and then they need to do something where the people and for able to see and then go able to acknowledge. That's my last word to the people.
Thank you very much. Jawad, I want to make you summarize or get a summary on the callers them and we get 2 minutes on within this fund therefore be used for and how beneficial this therefore be to the people of Sierra Leone and we can get 2 minutes on that, probably 30 seconds on summary of the callers them.
Okay, so I want to say Boku Sengi, so we call us them. I miss you guys, and thank you very much as well for the reception as well. And we will continue the engagement because we know it's very important as well. One, for informal people as well, but also for keep this engagement going between government and the people. When people want to know, we put ourselves up, we give the information as well. And like I say, we are not a government, we're afraid for put ourselves up for scrutiny, so we'll continue that. On the IMF issue, let me just make few points very, very clear. This program they on, they run from November, this latest ECF program, they run from November 2024 to November 2027.
Okay.
There has been no disbursement yet. Point number one. Point number two, so if disbursement not there isn't even a point to say, oh, they misuse IMF money. That's not true. That's the second point as well. So, and then there is no suspension. Like when people they say, oh no, IMF don't pull out, IMF don't suspend. No, that's not true. Okay. In fact, waiting they happen right now. I think when I start the program, I mentioned that as well. The period of review is still going on, and that period of review is going to come up in March. There are corrective measures as well. That's this latest
in March of next year.
Sorry, what I say June. Sorry,
June. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and there are corrective measures as well in those engagements we'll hold now April that we are going to forward, that we need for do as well for unlock. This huge investment we get for Kamtowi. But then when we do that as well, so the Minister of Finance next week go to plan the spring meetings as well, and that conversation still ongoing as well between IMF and other partners as well. But it's not just that. And the program, Sierra Leone is family in the program. We are in a very solid footing. And as well, just for do those corrective measures, a supplementary budget is going to come up in the next few weeks or few months as well, for make sure we align with those corrective measures that they don't suggest. So it's not, and just to be clear as well, like I said, this is not the first time we don't do the ECF program as well. And there have been previous times we don't even get much more difficult challenge with meeting some of them benchmarks there or the qualitative measures that they're going to set for let we meet. But so far we don't pull through. So this is really
so when do you expect to see the $253 million?
So hopefully after that review in June, we are expecting a huge money. But it's not just the 253 as well, by the way. We could unlock far more money as well.
$207 million, 430
yes,
something.
We get the possibility for unlock all of those funds as well.
That will meet up to them benchmarks.
Yes, when we tick all of these boxes as well. And all of that day, the fact that we did in this position, it just tells you about the prudent way in terms of how we don't manage the economy, despite, like I say, the global economy is in turmoil, but we as a small country, we're very proud of the strides they make for really keep it all together as well, and make sure we invest as much as possible.
So basically, now when the money come, we will get how useful this money would be to the lives of Sierra Leone.
Look, there are already government programs as well. We need funding, and some of them programs then they as well. That money will be invested in it as well. And look, all of what we are doing is really local solutions to the very complex problems and what we get. So when that money get for come, it could be invested in so many sectors, whether in health, whether in education, whether in energy, and so many other places. There are opportunities as well for investment, for get private money as well for coming as well, because I mean, we approach is not just to look forward to these grants as well, but also look forward as well for create a level playground for investment, more investment. You also want to make sure you build the private sector, let private sector really take charge of for drive growth in the country.
Aside of revenue, which we don't talk, I mean, the start of the show, which other criteria we feel like as a nation we will meet up to?
Well, it's not. Well, even with revenue, right? I mean, so this is the thing. Even with revenue, we know say there is a challenge, and we know we have to work very, very closely. Forget that. We get net credits to government, which are something we need for. We slip a bit in terms. What I mean, slip, we slide down small in terms of the figures that have been set from it. Net domestic assets as well, and the net international reserves as well. We slip down on then 3 indicators and the EBIT. So it means these are things where we need for. It's part of those corrective measures. Them. We look at. So in terms of revenue as well, I know say there is this huge perception that NRA has increased taxes and all of that, and I'm happy you had the NRA boss here I think last week, and she made some brilliant points about it's just about making sure the system is much more efficient for collect as much as possible. And This is just a part of the broader economic reforms them what they do as a country.
Thank you so very much, Jawad Nyali, for your time for being part of the Epic Morning Show, and also Usman Prince as well. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for we will not take on a time for joining me this morning. And to beautiful callers, texters, Facebook Live viewers, thank you so very much. Epic Sport and Entertainment lined up for now. My own George sets for the second segment of the Epic Morning Show. I guess I'm going to talk to you guys again next week, Monday. One for wish all the Christians out there happy Good Friday and Easter in advance. And I will talk to you next week, Monday. My name is Evangelist Lee. Bye-bye.
Because you got money, you can't take me funny. Because you got money, you can't take me funny. The baby with the Anna, the million sugar cane. The baby with the Anna, the million lollipop. Arianda, yanda, 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 Arianda, hadi kore. Arianda, yanda, 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 Arianda, hadi kore. Are homie, homie, homie. My baby, this is jersey. Take my baby. You don't see my baby. Look at my baby. Look at my baby. Look at it. Look at it. This is my baby. My baby. My baby. If you kick me, they kick you. If you talk me, they slap you. If you kick me, they kick you. If you talk me, they slap you. Look at him. You leave me because of this one shade jersey. Meleju jersey. Hey, Meleju. Meleju. Hey, Meleju. I can't take me, girl.
Good morning and welcome to you Thursday edition of Waiting Make some of the headlines in sports, and of course a lot that happened, so let me just try to run you through. Inside cycling, Lone Star Cycling Club don't set for participate inside the Ride Africa tournament will be hosted in Ghana. This is not the first time we don't get a team from Sierra Leone where they represent we in a tournament like this, and the Lone Star team already don't arrive in Ghana and then go start their participation in the Ride Africa tournament. Former FC Cologne striker and Leon Stars international Alhaji Kamara, commonly called Adriano, the retire from professional football. Well, a lot don't be said around this player. A few months we understand get some heart problem, and now the player they retire from professional football. Mali don't qualify to the AFCON Under-17 final. Wow, they knock out Burkina Faso inside the semi-finals. And still inside some of the updates, and of course big night yesterday in the Champions League. Arsenal qualified to the semi-finals, then edge out the defending champions Real Madrid by 2-1 now the Santiago Bernabeu. So Arsenal, the last time they reached into the stage of the semi-finals, that been the 2005-2006 Champions League season. And Travis Scott will be featured on Barcelona Jersey. Wow, music and football now the jam together. So Travis Scott again for the front of Barcelona, then Jersey will then go play against Real Madrid
on May 11 inside the El Clasico. Well, there were a lot of artists, them will be the part of this. And finally, so Priority Solutions, Epic Radio, and Slick TV, they come up with Married Man and Palampo Game. Well, if you want to see all the big names, then we want to see about Priority Solutions, Epic Radio, and Slick TV, we go play now the Lumley Aberdeen Fans Arena, and this game go play tomorrow at 4 p.m. Be part of them. If you want to see to be in action, then definitely go be part of this game. And DJ Wonder self go play for. If I don't say we're married man, so we'll already take responsibility of a game. For the single man, them I don't know now, but we will go for all 3 points tomorrow. So now only to get for you this morning on Sports Update.
Good morning and welcome to Entertainment Update inside the Epic Morning Show. Entertainment Ambassador Carl Last King De Niro, don't clap back, last warning from the king himself. In his words, I quote, "Few things every man should be ready to die and go to the grave for your pride as a man and your family. Keep playing with me." Well, this is deep and scaring. We hope authorities are watching. Away from that, Sierra Leonean female musician Aminish from Kenema don't pull word Nado say he don't cook for infants them and he go dish out soon. So let her watch out. And Rampage CEO and director together with Rayboy Blue season 1 winner don't do one special visit to one of Sierra Leone's legendary producer, that Nashito Kulala official, for show appreciation for the time and energy Nashito dedicates as a judge during Rampage season 2, and for explore the possibility for a future collaboration with Rayboy Blue. Well, during those visits, Nashito give one powerful advice and career guidance to Rayboy Blue, expressing gratitude for the gesture. He assured in full support for the Rap Rampage movement, and he also gave words say he go collaborate musically with Rayboy Blue in the near future. And for top it off, the director officially invite him for return as a judge for Rap Rampage season 3, and Nashito gladly accepts. So Nash is officially one of the season 3 judges. And away from that, Sierra Leonean musician B09 just hit 1,000 streams on the audio mark for a new single with title Eyes on the Prize featuring SL Best Rapper Jackie Jakes. And Sierra Leonean fast-growing Afrobeat singer April, they celebrate 100,000 views on YouTube for its song with a title Away. And finally, Kovaya, winner of the Rampage season 2, is on with another jam title, Aberdeen Roundabout, and it features season 1 winner Rayboy Blue. Check out his flows as About Me, Man No Akil Kalibagna, Aberdeen Roundabout. You all remember that Battle Right, wait on the song, but let's enjoy a short snippet. Well, now all this we get for you inside the entertainment updates today, and me wake out with the updates. Me name na Fatima Talebi. Do have a blessed week, and I wish you a happy Easter in advance. And let me get a short snippet of Kovaya in sound.
Man, go fence for space. Just go on them once from sinking sun. You can see head out. You can see up that down. So be bad. I shut my circle back like I'm running on the bounce. Don't blame me fast. I got from life to that now. I'm running on the bounce. You can see head out. Now I'm running on the bounce. Ask about me. Man, no, I'm chilling the back now. I'm running on the bounce. So be bad. I shut my circle back like I'm running on the bounce.
Me man,
you don't go believe this. Orange Money cash out fee don't count down to only 1% for any amount you cash out.
Young lady,
it's
not true say Orange Money they charge
So
now
refreshing.
1% for cash out.
Yes, sir. Just 1% of the amount where you want for cash out.
So if I cash out 1,000 leons, now 10 leon no more they pay?
Exactly. 10 leons for 1,000 leons.
So me picking, if I cash out 100 leons, now 1 leon are they pay?
Yes, ma. Just 1 leon for 100 leons.
Wait, bar. If I pull 50 leons, that are only 5 cents that they pay?
Now you don't talk so.
Wow, this one fool me much. I know one day here is such low fee. Orange Money don't make things easy for we all.
Now, cash out for only 1% of the amount with the widest agent network, na Salone. Now the cheapest cash out fee, no more stress, no more high fees, just easy transaction. Orange Money, they any outside you go.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy OneX Free Bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.sl with promo code 3SL to get a 200% welcome bonus up to 2,800 leones. Bet on the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bets. Millions already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with OneX Free Bets.
I hope that our visitors would listen to this song carefully, because it's true. They're trying their best to stop our progress with bad propaganda. I mean the foreign press. Bad things are blown out of proportion and spread all around. But the good things of the island they will never mention. Like our scholars have sit and passed every test. There's nothing about that in the foreign press. You know our music is rated amongst the best. There's nothing about that in the foreign press. But if a man steal a mango or breeze blow up a woman dress, bet your life we making.
Lin-Manuel Miranda once said, no exact recipe for today, no day. Just gather all available ingredients and whip yourself something delicious. Hello and welcome to the second segment of the Epic Morning Show, where they come to you on 99.3 FM, Slick TV, Channel 37, Choice FM, Radio Garden, and Surf on Facebook. Me, now you host Marion Precious George, and inside the show this morning, seeming improvement in electricity of recent. We ask the question, what's the secret? And also, government of Sierra Leone cabinet performance contract day out, 6 ministries woefully fail. Postponement of the large annual media awards. All you need for know on you're waiting go wrong. All of the stories and more day inside the show this morning. And of course, I get inside the studio Melvin Tijan Mansare, a popular voice, where go join me for analyze these issues where I make mention of, and also Reginald Brian Ojukutu Soya. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, lady. Good morning, Family Radio Land.
Okay.
Good morning, Marion. Good morning, listeners and viewers.
Okay, without wasting any more time, they start with the review of various newspapers, them, and after that we start the conversation going. My first paper this morning at the Standard Times newspaper, top story read, Miss Salone Pageant 2025 on fire. Another story, Pujol District rejects Mariam, and also petition against PC Jibao Russell George refuses injunction. All of the stories and more you go find at the front page of the Standard Times newspaper.
Away from the Standard Times newspaper, we move to the Concord Times newspaper. We get a big banner headline. State House uses poor quality electrical appliance. And there is a photo of State House. And also another headline says IMF exposes government deceit of fiscal discipline. Jagaban donates 150,000 millions to buy APC office in Bond. And also here on the front page of the Concord Times newspaper, it says as smear campaign backfires, Minister Wuri vindicated. All this and plenty more you will see at the front page of the Concord Times newspaper publication this morning.
And away from that, I take the Premier News newspaper. A big banner headline reads, Fire outbreak surge with 31 fatalities. And Minister Wuri vindicated as smear campaign fails. Security sector contractors to authorize supplies as payment delays persist. And as well, PFMU put under undue pressure as contractors collude to seek undue advantage in indoor funded procurement process. All of the stories and more you will get now the front page of the Premier News newspaper.
And on the front page of the Independent Observer newspaper, this morning you get Mr. President, Can We Talk, part 141. As the smear campaign backfires, technical and higher minister vindicated. There is a photo of the Minister of Technical and Higher Education. Of course, that's Madam Wuri. And we also get Champagne government in a Gary economy. Where are the roads? And that's one of the questions that we Independent Observer they ask. And Sierra Leone affirms commitment to WTO multilateral trade review. All this and plenty more you will see now the banner headlines of the Independent Observer newspaper.
Away from that, I take the Aoko newspaper, and top story reads, growing number of women and children deported from Mauritania spurs call for migration legislation. Another story, major police breakthrough large cannabis farm uncovered in Petema village, Bo district. And as well, Internal Affairs Minister ramps up crackdown on lawlessness, and National Security Coordinator engages transport sector to address road safety and security concerns. All of the stories and more you go find at the front page of the Aoko newspaper publication this morning. It is the second segment of the Epic Morning Show, and this morning we will discuss a range of issues as I make mention earlier on. We'll start with the first issue. We get to do with the seeming improvement of electricity in recent times. We ask the question, what's the secret? But I don't know if that's the same for Melvin in a young community or area. A lot of people don't raise this as a concern, say that the issues of power outage where they don't seems for reduce one way or the other, and this they say an improvement one way or the other, as I make mention, Melvin.
Yeah, so what is the silver bullet? I think we always got to find out why the sudden change. Well, I think it will be multifaceted, but it not go far around the personality already at the end of affairs where Honorable Dr. Kande Kolayim Keller and some of the interventions them we be done they make. But there are questions also that this cannot come as a surprise because the public not been done gladly and some sides still not gladly with the kind of way our blackout been done return with a sudden emergency. Of course, to answer your question, I come on New England and I left lights in us, and yes, by the semblance of things, it look don't improve. However, this don't make the real questions, they don't gonna go away. One of which have to do with the enough generation capacity. Waiting so don't change quick one where the capacity don't increase. So one other one have to do with old infrastructure. Is it that they don't install new poles and cables and transformers? Another one have to do with EDSA's inability to collect revenue to pay bills to support and also invest in upgrading the infrastructure. What is the status of EDSA? But of course, it brings the question of also what's the status of payment of money to Car Power. Yeah. So, as there be any change from that direction, of course, the power sector requires a lot of infrastructure. We know that, and the kind of fire incidents was done to be, and all that. Well, I think it's important that we state that these might be just short-term fixes. Okay. And because the fact remains, Freetown needs 120 megawatts And as per the table,
yes, Melvin, just hold on a little bit. Make we talk to Sir Nepo quickly, Director of Communication for ETSA. Good morning, Mr. Nepo.
Good morning.
Yes, we don't. Argo actually put we don't observe of quite recent say the way and manner ETSA don't the lights don't improve. So we ask the question: what's the secret? Waiting don't change so far.
Well, firstly, I want to say plenty thank you to you and Epic Radio for only recognize the efforts of ETSA. Of course, now all go realize to say the table will be pull out the press release where they showcase the load shedding for community to be made and very clear to say not static. It go for be flexible and we go for the improver now as we get more generation on the grid. So this now in compliance to which will be informed the public, and we want for let the people they know say we don't get an improved generation capacity, and hence we also reduce on the load shedding. We mean to say people will now get more hours of electricity than previously, and we also going to continue in similar manner for ensure say as we get more generated capacity into the grid, we will continue for close in on the load shedding plan. So we want to also assure the public that we are committed to ensure say we poverty and increase access to electricity for residents of Freetown and operational areas as well.
Yeah, Mr. Nepo, as you make mention, will not be issued out a notice, and something like timetable where they go around social media, people and they look for the various communities, then for see who side and fall under the timetable as a way for get lights. With this improvement, the timetable still stand the way it did, or is there a need for put out another, information about how communities or go start for begin get light?
Well, the timetable, to be candid enough, is still stand, but we don't move a bit away from the previous timetable. We get two set of lines. We get the 33 kV lines, then we get the 11 kV lines. For the one then where they feed from the 11 kV lines, now they get at most 20 hours electricity. We mostly shed now on the one that we're in the 33 kV line, the one that we're in the far east and far west. But district and the beginning of the east and the west, most of the areas now they get 20 or more uninterrupted power supply. And we also expect, as we say, for them we get another addition of 10 or 15 megawatts from Marcos. As now they come in, we will continue for close in on the load shedding activity. The plan will be sent to now and ensure they will increase the number of the duration of power availability to residents of Freetown. So we are committed, and we're going to ensure that we uphold that commitment and work towards achieving it.
So finally, Nepo, una don't make mention of how ETSA the losses one way or the other because of people way involved in electricity theft. How far una don't go in terms of clamping people way they involved in such, and the progress una don't make so far?
So thank you. This also a problem for ETSA because we get the obligation as an institution for pay with independent power producers at the end of every month. But we always fall back to the Ministry of Energy for bailout because we're not able to meet with obligations. And the reason for that now because half of the consumers in Freetown not they pay for electricity. And that they affect ETSA in operational efficiency and they affect with financial prudency. So we don't get a lot of reforms. So we don't take place. We don't get embedded advisors who don't come. They don't do strategic assessments of the network, strategic assessments on the loss reduction, and so they report them. They point out to the fact that plenty of the customers they utilize the power and then they pay for them. So man don't fidget the meter network. Some man get on metered supply. Some man they bypass. Some man they play other half of them with the debar ETSA for get in required revenue. But again, we don't put mechanisms in place based on the reforms recommendation for ensure say we strengthen the revenue protection units. We don't get auditors now for the Far East, Far West, and Central Business District, within the field on a daily basis. They apprehend customers, they connect directly, we know they pay for electricity, and they arrest them and hand them over to the CID, and also with the raise energy recovery. Therefore, continue in the same effort, and we go out on a daily basis. We want from a customer, they know say this nothing we know they accommodate, and because of the kind disturbing situation we create for we don't also approach the Chief Justice for let he establish for we a fast track court. That court will purposely for handle ETSA related offences and ensure say it expedites criminal actions against persons found engaged in illegal abstraction of electricity and other energy related offenses.
Thank you so much, Sanepo, for what you talked to me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
In name na Sanepo, in Director of Communications for ETSA, and able to give update about the kind of improvements where they don't make in terms of electricity supply in Freetown, to be specific. Melvin, you can start. Continue from Usai stop.
Well, it's good that Sanepo come on board. I hope and wish he go to listen and he go able to come back and can respond to some of the concerns that we are getting. Firstly, you talk about the improved generation, but state where is this coming from? And from me research. Now that, of course, as I say, Freetown need 120 megawatts and can only supply 70 to 73 megawatts right now at that time. And Kapawa, Benigi 50 megawatts, Bombuna 4 megawatts, Planet Solar 9 megawatts, and recently repair generators in Kintom 10 megawatts. So I want for them generator, then the way they make the lights improve on a Bombuna in level don't improve, or what exactly is responsible for the improvement of generation at the moment. And of course, by the time maybe they do Bumbuna be at the lowest point, and it will only between 10 to 12 megawatts instead of 50 megawatts. That will be around March to May every year. So I wonder now the Watana Bumbuna don't
you make mention of one source where you say go continue for generate more electricity.
That's now one.
It make mention. I can't recall the name, but later party make mention of Usai.
Because that's the key. Because if we know Usai the source, then we will know how short term is this, how medium term is this, or how long term is it. Because today light don't go and come, so it's quite important. But also, talk about something happened. I mean, in 2023, the Ivory Coast and Transco company they reduced supply by 7 megawatts instead of 27 megawatts. So by then we'll be short by 20 megawatts. So in this case, where that 7 megawatt they be gonna go. So I want to know whether the Transco don't improve on the supply to not only to the provinces, but in particular. Because if we able to get understanding, we know how long term is this, and of course, Kapawa, the contract they expire in June. And government be the tell we say then they pay an amount of $5 million every month. What's the status of our debt if we do have any debt with Kapawa? Again, for say government don't pay the debt, then I mean they don't improve on the generation. So I think I need for get some more clarity on that as to where is the source of this generation. Above all, we don't forget about this MCC money we already talk about, because many people are under Donald Trump don't lost hope. Their aid freeze, then they go ever be lifted. But the fact remains that old infrastructure, old transformers, they all exist. But I want for ask the the spokesperson for the ministry, Nepo.
Yeah.
He say over 50%. He say half. He say half of Freetown. That is, if you say in half, that is 50% of consumers don't pay electricity. I want to ask, is this empirical? If you say half of Freetown, half of Freetown, not a small number. If you say they're not pay, is this a study? Okay, you talking about study. This study may have a look for it. I mean, what do they recommend? And if they don't recommend, what do they don't do with the recommendation? So I think this is welcoming. It shows that yes, for once, let's give Kande Yunkela his flowers. That the expectation upon him, he don't meet him at a crucial and critical time where the president himself be the ask and give again the ministry. So we hope that the long-term fixes will be there. Talking about Bombuna Phase 2. Talking about cutting our dependence on independent power producers, because these IPPs, they are private companies, they exist to make profits, And when you look at the tariff now per unit, I can always scratch my head for no. How comes you buy 100 leon, then you get less than 20 leon? And I wonder how comes these competitions are done. But mind you, we need to look at your homegrown sources, and Mumuna is one of them. So, and of course, the EDSA, the generators, they also be used to get Susanna there and all that. But I think this now a sigh of relief.
Okay.
Because even if you don't get money in your pockets, or I mean, once you get light, you'll be happy.
Absolutely.
At least you're able to listen to music, watch news, get yourself lively up. So we've also say kudos to the government. It seems as if the magic so far they work.
Okay.
I don't know when the magic go left for work back, and we'll not pray for let the magic left for work, because light is an essential and a political commodity.
Absolutely. Away from that topic, there we look at government of Sierra Leone cabinet performance contract. And we state that 6 ministries fail woefully, and this now according to the chief minister, he put him now in social media, Facebook page to be specific, and he highlights a lot of things. I will go through a bit of them and we discuss it. It said the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Works and Public Asset, Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Ministry of Social Welfare and Ministry of Gender are amongst ministries that performed poorly, 35%, in the assessment of the government of Sierra Leone performance contracts for ministries signed between President Dr. Julius Maada Bio and cabinet ministers for January 2024 to December 2024. Go ahead and say the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation scored excellent grades of 80%. And also make mention of other one them like talking about the ministry the way fairly perform. When a Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Information and Civic Education, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. This now, according to the Chief Minister and the way our ministries perform inside the year 2024. Melvin, I don't know if you don't come across this information.
Of course, it was posted on the Chief Minister's Facebook handle on the 9th, and if you look through them and it be done the day, but I ask myself, such kind of critical when the Chief Minister been signed the performance contract with the minister and also social media, I been go with the reports. So the first question begs, has he presented this report to the president? If he has done so, then how can members of the public get full copy of the report to read the methodology, the scopes, the matrix, the indices, and all those benchmarks? So for me, for go put, I think at page 27 is snap and put, that is just a graph. Having this graph, of course, speaks to the bottom line fact that this is what the graph is saying. We not mean say they are not critical questions. Firstly, the first critical question is that if we are publishing people's report card, what were the subjects and their performance, which means what are the benchmarks and indicators?
People need for know. Not
You cannot have a secret contract. You cannot sign a contract in secret and make the report card public.
Okay.
So there was a fundamental mismatch there. And we've always argued that make this performance contract thing a public document and let people see what are the benchmarks, the indicators, and all these targets.
Because it's quite important.
Because you cannot measure a person in report card by just what they call in ranking. Though you don't know what in scores in mean. Okay. So just basic studies that show say if you want to get a thorough grasp on this, you need to don't see the context and of course the time frame. If you're looking through the Chief Minister, he seems to be emphasizing there is coming up the 2025 performance contract is going to be signed shortly. For me, I think there is a fundamental issue also on time frame. If you are giving a performance contract, it should be on a fiscal year.
Okay.
Mind you, this is 2024. So no, I mean the report, the one that he has provided snippets or that he has leaked.
Okay.
The one where it all leak.
Yeah, it's 2024.
2024. Then this is almost the end of the first quarter of 2025. So I mean the argument with the Chief Minister advanced that I think I know second to last paragraph talking about where he talk about upcoming census and in tandem with the fiscal projections in a whole water at all. Because if you go sign with person inside April or May, you cannot call that 12 months. That's not a fiscal year. So that begs the question: is this performance contract how is it evaluated on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis? And I think the Chief Minister's office should come out and explain about that. But there are also key nuances, again, where I don't say, of course, they explain the category and the ranking. I don't ask if whether the president don't get the reports, and if the president don't get the reports, another element, another essential but also important question, it will be waiting, it will provoke the president for do.
Okay.
Waiting provoke the president for do. If indeed we are to take this report, hook, line, and sinker, saying, okay, it enhances governance effectiveness rather than political gerrymandering. So, what did the president go do afterwards?
They change the political heads.
That's the question we are begging. So, he go change them? Now, matter of let's wait and see. Because at the end of the day, if you don't pull reports with the give red card to some ministries, their performance for 2024, he has quitting the contractee.
Okay.
In this case, we have two contractees. We have the primary contractee, who is the president, and you have the sub-primary contractee, who is the chief minister, and you have the contractors, who are the ministers. So again, I will ask one question: who do they mark the sub-contract, the secondary contractee in paper? That means the office of the chief minister himself. But the fact there remains, what this will mean for the president in decision on appointments and disappointments is one. But also, if you want to be fair to those ministries, how timely then they receive them budget allocation, and I'll be asking the benchmark we then set for them and all that. And to the publishers, of course, the fiscal timeliness of the reports is always going to be questioned. What are the indices and benchmarks? For me, there is this interesting. First look at big fight.
There is this one interesting issue now. The write up where Chief Minister do Melvin, where you look at the ministries where fairly perform. You get under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, you get the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change and other one them. But looking at the activities of the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, compare their work to waiting the EPA they do, it seems as if EPA they do more work than the ministry or as of now. And
Marion, at the point you want to bring me to,
okay,
what I would call a case by case study.
Okay.
Let's begin with feed salon. Okay, I'll come back to your question. Okay. I just want to go through this. Feed salon, they are saying, okay, feed salon is giving 60 to 69%. That is more than average.
Yeah.
But the question begs, in 2024, what was the rating in terms of hunger na salon? Almost possible.
It actually reflects.
It reflects the realities. So forget the theories in terms of the numbers and the projection is one, but the reality on the ground. Because at the end of the day, one other one we talk about, for example, that of the president's youth employment scheme, 500,000 jobs in 5 years. The simple question there is, how many thousand jobs was provided in 2024?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best line. Non-scientific way for prove some of them things. So, of course, the Ministry of Labor, this is ridiculous. They are saying they perform good. What's the statistics on number of jobs that we are secured in 2024? Because this thing should be based on the realities on the ground. So we cannot in question, Marion, on the performance of the Ministry of Environment. It's quite important. It's quite important because this is like the government marking its own paper. And I don't want to venture to talk too much because we have been the indicators that we didn't get there. We have been the objectives.
Okay.
Now for Old Boku seminar and workshop, now for Go Boku do advocacy, for Old Boku radio talk shows, what were the indicators, what were the targets, what were the objectives. So that is important.
It's important for know the targets. If they able meet 10 targets,
like I say, we don't go talk about person. You not see the person in grade or just talk about it, But interestingly for me, the ministry they can force and me.
So why interesting for you?
Interesting because by conflict of interest, that's the subsidiary contractee's interest, technology. Innovation. Of course, look at his relationship with DSTI, technology, and all that. But you ask yourself, in reality, what do we see 2024 in terms of communication, technology, and innovation? Of course, there were these innovation competitions where some people win, whether not government will provide them startup, then it's some kind of thing. But in terms of technology, technology, even the gateway where we forgive you high speed internet, we are not benefiting it from it. Technology, the infrastructure, the gateway, the management of the gateway as an infrastructure. You look at just the operations of MNOs and ISPs, and you put it in the real time life.
So, like you make mention, is it about conferences that documents being signed as way for improve communication technology innovation?
Because communication in Sierra Leone,
much has not been done.
Look, the MNOs, the mobile network operators, how they service poor and expensive, how they're not even widespread. Look, internet service providers, how sometimes the internet can be epileptic, and you tell me that we are doing well. Look at the cost of data tariff. Thank God for some of them companies where they don't carry with this Bonia business for real. It
kind of similar.
But of course, there's an irony here. There is an irony in this report here. In political sincerity, it's going to be questioned. Okay. How can you tell me that the Ministry of Civic Education performed fairly? In 2024, whose government ministry can closer to the people of Sierra Leone, which Ministry of Information and Civic Education? In fact, there's so doing that people begin critique town hall meetings. Yeah. So what were these benchmarks? So for me, until I see the full publication and what are the grade the subjects and their grade points and all that, I think the good thing there for governance, if it's sincere, it means that people for improve on service delivery we all agree say we pour on. But if it's political, then the publishers must be very careful, because it gets a bouncing effect.
Okay.
This is about SLBP reporting on its own performance. And mind you, the SLBP can never always be a judge in its own cause. You get forget the political opposition, we get for look at these things and get for use them. But above all, let's not forget there is 2020, it's coming, and the lower level rates are heating up. And what if somebody want for use some of these reports for dent people and presidential ambitions, for dent their allies, for weaken their camps and all that? So this thing should be done faithfully and sincerely. And when the chief publisher, they go publish half piece of on social media, I think it's not advisable.
So it's advisable for like series, as you informing the public, page after page, once in a while.
It should not be doing it. It should launch the report and make it
launch the report and make it a public document, and use the social media as well for inform the public bit by bit about waiting the inside the contract.
Absolutely. Then we can take one after the other now, since inviting the chief minister or people in his office or people who publish the report, because we don't know who are the faces and the names behind this report. What allocation of resources was used to publish this report? This should be a working document for the state. Okay. By the end of the day, if you put this report in tandem with the big five, the report they say the government is doing well. Is that what the people are saying?
Okay.
You cannot be a judge in your own cause.
I know,
go sit and mark your paper.
Quick one before we open the phone line. Melvin, we'll look at something we get to do journalism quickly, as the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists issued out a press release informing the public about the postponement of the annual National Media Awards, and the reasons, according to them, one gets to do with the trophies with all it for Camwe, then supposed for use for the award. Melvin,
I think that can be reasonable enough. Firstly, this award is going to be unique because it's going to be the end of the legacy of the leadership of Nasrallah. So of course, nobody no want to hold any award from somebody where they exit power when are fake or how they can call it in the shine. No. You need something authentic. So for me, if it's about quality, if the argument there is about quality, then it is necessary. Of course, I go on for say, yes, some people maybe don't brace up for that time day, but you go the award done and go to it, you can take, I think Monk in Legacy, now make the award be fake, then above all, let the award be belated. Okay. Say, you win, for example, best sports or best.
Yeah, Melvin, make her hold you back. We get, the outgoing Secretary General for SLAJ on the phone, Alhaji Manika Kamara. We go talk to you about the postponement of the award. Good morning, Manika.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, listeners.
Yeah, one of the reasons we are putting out the press release for the postponement of the SLAJ Media Award, Annual National Media Award, now because of the trophy them. What's bring about the delay of the trophies?
Okay, the trophy them now out of Sierra Leone we procure them, now they didn't do everything. We would expect them before one day in town before this week, yeah. But some delay take place where we do some changes, then we be feel say the design will change and we'll meet with the time. But unfortunately, we receive a call from the people who they produce, say we're not going to get some for meet of this Friday where we don't put for the dates. So we ask and see when, well, we know exactly when it would be possible, and then tell we the date when we will receive them. We don't want just only award ceremony, then people and go we announce winner, then we not give them, then plaque them and the certificate there. So we thought some fit say let we defer the dates a bit to May 6 when we will get the activity, and we'll make sure say everything on in place when we conduct the award. Already the committee they don't do everything, so just wait for the award now for them arrive and then we'll go ahead with the program.
So this postponement of the award not in any way get for effect on our already made calendar of activities?
No. This award is outside the election process.
Okay.
And not get anything for do with this large election. Now award will be day part of the annual general meeting, but there was a time we'll get a general meeting where we will decide to pull the award out from the annual general meeting, and it be a stand-alone event. So you not get nothing for do with triennial where they come. Yeah.
Okay.
Because even during the triennial, we forget a recognition session. We go for recognition people again. So you not get anything for do with the election calendar we already set. That election calendar now the large electoral commission now they don't set her. So this award not be part of the calendar.
Okay.
So you not get anything for effect.
So quick one as we wrap up with this interview with you, how significant this large annual National Media Award be to the journalist fraternity?
Yes, it's very important because when you do something for the whole of the year, it's fine for let they recognize you. So this award also they serve as a source of motivation for motivate the journalists that we don't do exceptionally well over the year. Because remind you, the application they start from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So all stories are where they publish or where they broadcast within a particular period we open up for eligible. So now a way of rewarding the journalists that we do exceptionally well, now a way of promoting professionalism in the media landscape, because we do all move towards that angle for make sure we get a professional media practitioner in the country. And also, mind you, we get a special award winner, the Journalist of the Year winner, UNDPD, support that particular category. So all this now a way for we showcase the journalists that we don't do exceptionally well within the year.
Okay.
So that's other one the way they come up, go do great stories and we don't say go compete and win awards.
Thank you so much for we talked to you this morning. In name na Alaji Manika Kamara, in the outgoing Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists. Melvin, quick one you were saying before we get Manika in call.
I think Manika don't emphasize the point now that I mean change is possible and postponements, cancellations, they are all possible. At least the good thing is you won't forget something quality at the end of the day, and if that's the focus, I think yes, let people exercise patience and wait for the D-Day and the kind of quality of plaque and awards they were getting for the issue, because I mean it's important. And if you look at the legacies of Monk and the outgoing Secretary General, they are almost indelible. They are indelible, not almost indelible. You cannot. There is no way any other large president can delete the repeal of Part 5 under Ahmed Said Nasrallah.
Okay.
There is no way you can dismiss that under his reign the minimum wage is paid to journalists. He's got his legacies, and I'm sure one of these days before he leaves office, we'll find time to talk to him on some kind of his legacies and what the future holds for journalists. Just I was told that a group of journalists were beaten on that day. The fire incident happened at State House, and unfortunately, not the institution or regulatory bodies have come out to condemn that. If that is true, I think it should be aboard, it should be condemned.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, an attack on one journalist is an attack on every journalist, and journalists are the moral conscience of society.
Okay, we'll open the phone line now and take some calls inside the show. 079-994-993. Now the number for call inside the show this morning. We'll get our first caller on the phone. Hello, Johnny.
Hello, preciously precious.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
With the grading of ministers, then,
Ministries, yeah.
First out,
Ministries.
Yeah, ministers and ministries, huh? So, whatever it is.
Okay.
We are talking about subversion that they cannot do their effectively. Stand on the 1 year for make a grass test, you don't do 8 months, then the results. Then that this is for you, because it's like you are saying the people that not effectively exhaust the 1 year period for making of the assessment. Okay, you have 12 months, then you don't work for 8 months, then it left 4 months, then speculatively I can grade you, Melvin, by 8 months where you don't work. What magic can you perform in 4 months before I come grade you now in the 1 year wait for the completion? So it's like if it is subvention and not get money for carrying out them projects and whatnot, okay, they have excuse for that. But that is not indicated. As you say, there's so much soul searching for do, as we talk about the matrix, and all that. So we got to wait and see.
Okay.
As we say, go lay hands on the document. After I don't read them up, maybe let us know what exactly came out of it. What were their job descriptions and the time frame given for maybe accomplished.
Thank you, Johnny.
Aspects of the job descriptions.
Thank you. 079-994-993 now the number for call inside the show this morning and make your contribution. 079-994-993 now the number for call. We get another caller on the phone. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Bakar from phone.
Yes, Bakar.
I also feel like the past program we are able to give me tick, but I'm not saying not necessarily now.
Absolutely.
Me are really surprised how then they go about this award they read and they give to ministries then, because I believe say the people them, now them they get for tell this, and how them people there they go about this award, how then they go into them subject here. It's surprised because people them for the protest and people them they for come on in for some things then. But watch, you look like kind of you Kela way then get chairman. For more than get chairman, I'm fearful place them begin born. We see the cause by light, and how EPSA they give the light, EPSA they give the light, then they give the light with power, and when they give the light with power, any cable, electric cable na robot, believe it how they tell you they not condom. How the people that they give the light, how they serve the people them, and the tariff as well, how we reduce to the people them, how the light sustainable. Check to the other ministries, if they function, check to school, check if equality education, how them people that they give this award, they really doubt me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 07999949993 now the number for call inside the show this morning. We'll take few more calls before we wrap up. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marion.
Yes, your name outside the call from?
Father Lambert from Grabs.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Just requesting me various callers into. Man, I'm surprised for the award and this. We are now going to the Ministry of Youth. Let we see how the youth and they go astray right now. No development for the youth there. No achievement for the youth there in their life. Now going to the education. Look how the education drop in the country. So they go and get award. Now going to the food industry. No food, no then at table. They award the way they want to get. We the people and for council now vote this sleep and pull out. We say well who they vote so policy. So after that then go across and on before then they give the award. They don't go give award to themselves. Like we so are not surprised on that award. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 079-994-993 now the number for call. It is the second segment of the Epic Morning Show, and we don't discuss a range of issues this morning. Hello, good morning.
Precious, good morning.
Good morning.
Now you Papa Commander Jibo.
Go ahead.
Father Lambert, may God bless you. Even I want to the Bible chop up. Well, not to government the bar for me. Don't chop the challenges. Precious, now where at time the interview no more Sanepo in order to believe. Because if for AXA, he said they not improve the electrical. He said what they talk. Let's point one. Because me, we then a umpire our talo. Because when bicycle go na VS station, where he go send it. I know one talk for night. For I'm a Sagalonia, Precious. Because we not get on and off self. Take today from the former government to this government where they go to for light roading. But this kind light, I mean, if you have come and I give no one time. Light where they burn was, light when on and off the burn visa, me no one time. So if it's a for the top of light, and light, Pressure, not forget, a part of we human guys. If any nature will not get light, that will not get we own human rights. But this kind light here, when Sanepo always they talk, you very be careful because we have on the account.
Okay.
Anyway, for money.
Good anyways, good morning. We don't lost this other caller. 079-994-993 na the number for call. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Precious.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for this wonderful program again.
Yeah, welcome.
The assessment, the awards, already the key. I think therefore they make neutral people and go the key awards.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know if go right. Then to some of them journalists are maybe they are going to give you the failures and passes of the government. Yeah, when I go to give you the they achieve, which are the fail. When I go to give you, but it is sound as if they fail no more when they give you. Then they are going to go out for check for we. Because not for the check for we, for all to know better. Because they forbid investigative journalism. Thank you very much for the program.
Thank you. 079-994. We'll take 2 more calls and 2 more calls inside the show. We get another caller on the phone. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, your name?
Name After.
Okay.
I report from Allentown. From the one problem for near Una, roading Allentown to get the radio station with the Jamuna. To write down, really forget to us. These are just the no more for the get to small.
Okay.
Then for the technician.
Noted. Okay.
Concerning the light system, I talked about yesterday. Look at the factors. Look at etc. The factor is the electronics when they sell in this country all go to better electronics than my sister. Me, if I not be doing a host, we step down. I smell the smoke. I tell you the smoke. They step down the bond then the freezer. Why would take a sleep in the bond? Not so better. That's black on the thing is black. All the switch then they can pull down then everything. So then the government for pen way and they go stop that one day. If it's a country in this country now, then they may not be paid.
Okay.
The do apply say may not be paid. You see, so government for try by only go out for put all them citizens in common in this country. Then I will be so. And they give back to different people there. Don't the fire force, yeah, make government more more fire force.
Thank you.
The police forget fire force. They over the country.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, 079-994-993. We'll take 1 more call inside the show and try for wrap up this morning. 079-994-993. Now the number for call. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Maya.
Yes, your name outside the call from.
I call now. Jacksonville.
Yes.
Yeah, me na Mama Epic, and I just maybe now I just want comment and thank you for everything we see they do in this country. I pray for let Allah elevate them because me on Mama Epic this kind way was maybe anything where it talk it touch me soul. Then Miss Marion, you know me momentum in this country and all the journalists women then. I love you so much.
Okay.
And the light, don't not talk about them. Don't not talk about it. Lord, just pray. Let God give you leader. We go give you 24-hour light. Miss Marion, never talk one word just on what's done body right. They say when you get light, you don't get gentry. It's because you go there and you post, you listen to music, you go there and you post, you make you sube sperma, you put on a freezer, then you go eat for 3 days. Miss Marion light is very, very necessary in the world.
Okay.
I want to talk about this country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're not going to take any more calls inside the show. Before Melvin respond, we'll go for a quick break. We'll come back, he will respond and wrap up the show this morning.
In a world where brands, businesses are struggling to capture the attention of customers, we focus on cutting-edge marketing communications that communicate, engage, and interact directly with our clients' target. Our vast experience in the fascinating world of marketing communications, event management, below-the-line activations, and more ensures that we deliver nothing but amazing results. We are the agency of everything creative. We are Priority Solutions Limited. Talk to us for all your marketing communications, multimedia productions, event management, experientials or activations, media management, public relations, and more. We are a trusted brand, and the results and quality of our services can be seen through the brands we have worked with. Visit our website at www.prioritysolutions.co or call us on +232 76 1032. Priority Solutions. We know what works for you. We have what works for you. We do what works for you. Priority Solutions. What works.
Okay, welcome back. It is the second segment of the Epic Morning Show, and they wrap up now. Melvin, you listen to the various scholars then regarding the topic then we discussed this morning.
I want to say a little thank you because for the fact that they buy top up, they also spend current or battery for listening and support for callback. That's the essence and uniqueness of media. We interact live with the audience. So sometimes when we get it, they commend us. Sometimes when they disagree, that's the beauty and uniqueness. Johnny, I still stick to the point that if you cannot set the parameters of the report for 12 months in a year, then in fiscal timeliness is going to be questioned. And of course, I don't say the document is not a public document. It's a leaked or a snippet of the document published or circulated by the publisher himself. Whether or not the right way and the right time you do them, that's a question for another day. When will this report be tabled before the president and when it will become public? I think that's anything I do for the ask about now. There is this pessimism that people feel that you cannot be a judge in your own cause, like I don't say. You don't mark your own paper. Then say independent people can do this assessment. Other people suggest that let people vote in sleep. So government can even make money from this. You know, this is a source of revenue. There is a monetization effect on it because imagine if you sell sleep on people voting on ministries, their performance. It's a whole avenue. Sometimes money they come out themselves can able add some ministry their budget. So I think so, yes. Kela fearful heads are born in houses. Well, I'm sure that's the irony. Will be the cry, the blackout, but now the lights they come, and there is this perception that is caused by EDSA. They need to clear their name, and they say Lambert. I'm not surprised, of course. Lambert, interestingly, the report is one of the ministry we call Ministry of Youth Affairs. They are at the bottomless pit. So yeah. I think you concern the report meet your expectation. Jibo, what are the pointers? Waterloo, Jibo. We hope that the leaders then the representatives in Waterloo then go help now forget light. He say want the light, once the bonus, of course. And do good that evil may come. And that's the unfortunate side. So there is a need for that. Neutral people, blue ranking. Of course, somebody say Melvin. He say we provide more of the failures sometimes for the allied the passes. I think now we talk say the light for the fact that one of the first agenda issues that light has been improved. Yeah. It shows that we are not negative, and this is quite important because there's a nuance point there. Sure. Epic Radio is not anti-government, pro-opposition. No, Epic Radio is a professional body. Of course, there is a competent editorial and management team that will always defend that. So, again, lack caution that person there again. My duty not for companies in government. If the government do something very good, I go highlight her. And even when I highlight the good, I not sleep all night for look at the demerits because it's my belief that there is no perfection in life. You look for the imperfections and perfect them because only God perfect. So if you say government perfect, and the government they deliver, that can be your own perception. But I know from what I know in governance and politics in Sierra Leone, you need somebody that wait for there in the middle, wait for be critical, wait for point out the flaws, but I agree, wait for point out some of the good things. And one of the which we don't talk about the light way it's on. Alan Tong the jam. I think the technical team don't listen to that. Not of high quality. I think say that again for the Standards Bureau. Standards Bureau, if then they say State House they use allegedly substandard appliances. Then what are these appliances? Who procure them? Who's responsible for maintenance? Yeah. What is the PWDB? So even when there is now no well, there is a castigation, or there is a distancing of arson or alleged arson. The fact remains, even the excuse that is given is terrible. It's terrible because State House is the aim of power. But we'll talk about that someday.
Okay.
Mama Epic, I think you are the most motivational this morning. He said, "Why they talk about it?" He said, "It touched me soul." I wonder. So I remember then time I've been in a church where they lead worship. Sometimes I can sing anointing the fall. And I don't know. But the fact remains, when people are not fools in this country, then they feel the pain. So if you can be able to assess with them, you can be able to feel their pain and align with them. They definitely get to appreciate you, but not fully self with that too. Not to always journalists that go appreciate you. There will come a time you just gotta forget the dissent in you. But that's the beauty of independent, critical journalism, and we're there and we'll continue for there. So thanks so much. We keep motivated. And government, they want to make the report public, so we go before see in the details of the literature, because this
because I don't already give assignments.
Already, yes. Somebody say little study. I'm Johnny. Johnny, of course, you know. Say we. For me personally, it's my. Before I can read, you ask me producers that we can effect. You forgive me the topic at least 6 hours before the time, because I not just can't sit there African talking blank. Because I know say some of the words where they come on at me mouth, they are anointed for the generation and for the time. So I take seriousness in what I do, and we too can talk now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melvin Tijan Mansare, senior parliamentary journalist, and more. Thanks also to DJ Wonder, we always give you technical support inside the studio. Abubakar Bendu and Soisi say we make una see you live on Facebook, and also CD and the rest of the other guys at the Slick Television control room. Thanks for putting us live on TV this morning. The producers of the show na Fatma Talebi and Reginald Bryan Ojukutu Soya, executive producer Teresa Thomas. Until tomorrow, where we go meet tonight again or join you again with the final edition of the Epic Morning Show for this week. Marion Precious George say have a beautiful day and tata.